Showtime.
Hey, Amith, how you doing, buddy? Great to see you.
Please subscribe to Sharonatsea Travel. Thank you.
Hello, everyone.
Woo!
Oh my gosh, Jamie.
Wow.
That's a little dramatic.
I can't believe I can't believe that we made it. I can't believe we made it on the live tonight. I just can't. I can't. How are you doing?
I'm doing great.
Are you doing great?
Yeah.
Are you on a scale of 1 to 10? Are you anywhere close to recovering?
Oh, just about.
Are you sure?
Yeah, it's funny because I can't even remember the last time this happened. But you know, when you get back from a cruise and you feel like you're still swaying sometimes.
Oh yeah.
Like years ago, I felt like that when we first started cruising a few times.
Oh yeah.
I haven't felt like that ever since. And this cruise, I felt like that, like all day today. I was like sitting at my desk, and out of nowhere, I'd like feel like I was kind of like going back and forth.
Larry Brandhorst says, my sentiments exactly, Jamie. And not only was it an amazing week, and not only did we push ourselves physically and mentally to the edge, to the brink.
I think you pushed yourself even harder.
Or even harder. But we also battled some incredibly rough weather, some really rock. I mean, that ship was rocking more than I can remember being on a ship that was rocking in the Atlantic.
Yeah.
The Bermuda Triangle kicked my butt. Is really what happened.
Yeah, it was rockier than when we went to Alaska. And and Alaska was our rockiest cruise ever before. So.
It really was unbelievable. Unbelievable. The ship just says we pushed ourselves perfectly. Listen, the smartest thing the entire week that I did, the best decision I made out of any decision was to go to bed early on the last night of the cruise. My God, if I hadn't done that, I don't even know what the pain would have been that I would have endured yesterday on the way home. Unbelievable. So,
I actually slept on the first flight back. We flew from New York to Atlanta, and then we had a layover, and then from Atlanta back to Phoenix. So the flight from New York to Atlanta, I got on that flight, and I literally put my jacket up kind of over my head, and I was all cozy in my seat, and I just passed out. I slept the whole time.
Oh yes, and I have a picture of Sharon. I don't have a picture. I don't have. I do have a picture, but I am foreboding to show that picture.
No, it's funny because on that flight, the seats they had 2 on each side, and what was it? Oh, and 3 in the middle, like that. So Jamie and Matthew sat together on the side, and I was directly across from them on the end. So it was it was nice. I had a lot of room on that cruise because sitting next to me were 2 small girls. And so I felt like I had so much room, and I just slept the whole time. So
what you're saying, it was nice to sit next to somebody who half of their ass didn't go into your seat. But my arms all over you.
No, when I sat with you and Matthew, I'm always in the middle, and I end up, I'm always squished in the middle because both of you take up so much room. Matthew has long legs, and you're both just all over the place.
Both of you take up so much room. My gosh. Yeah, it was an unbelievable week, and what our goal will be tonight is just kind of give you a little bit of a recap. Listen, we just got in last night at we walked into the house at 11 o'clock our time, basically.
It was about 11:30, I think.
Between 11 and 11:30 our time we got in, which should really be 11, 12, 2:30 or so, our body time last night. And
you didn't go right to bed.
I didn't go right to bed either. I did a few things here. Sharon got everything unpacked like the monster that she is.
I stayed up
unbelievable with that
for about 3 hours.
Oh my God!
Unpacked, dumped everything in the laundry room.
Yeah.
And then I had to wash some clothes because Matthew had to have some stuff for school today. So I stayed up kind of late. But
yes, and poor Matthew did get up like a trooper and go to school. So we're very proud of him. And even I got up early because we got home, and I said to Sharon, I can't wait to start putting out these videos from the Ncl Breakaway group cruise. And she said, well, don't forget, we still have a couple of Mardi Gras group cruise videos that have to go out. So today we put out a video of some of our favorite meals on the Mardi Gras. But tonight it's all about the group cruise. So should we jump in and try to say hi to a few folks and see who's out there? It might be impossible to do that. Let's just start at I'm going to start right here at this name. This name sounds familiar. This sounds like a person we know. Nancy Fields is in the house. What's going on, Nancy and Daniel?
Hey, Nancy.
Deborah and Mickey Blankenship are probably out there. Destination Delight, hello, hello. The one, the only, the amazing, the incomparable nautical nurse Nancy. Hello, Nancy. Nancy was there. She handled so much of entertaining people and interacting, and she was just amazing. Cruising with Nancy is a pleasure, to say the least. It was fantastic. Her and Anthony were there. Kathy Dunn, hello, hello. Sharon Pinckney, how you doing? Rob from Life with Favor, what's going on, buddy? Crazy Cat Traveler, there she was. We met her in person, in the real, in the flesh. We cruised with her. It was fantastic.
Yeah. Oh, Lady Joy is there too. I see Lady Joy.
Yep, Lady Joy's there. Crazy Cat Traveler says, so the house isn't supposed to be moving? No, it is not. If it's moving, then you are in trouble. Cindy Nelson, hello. The Kecks were there. The Keck team sells Florida. Great to see you guys. Hope you're doing well. Jay Bowen, what's going on, brother? Allie J, Carla McClendon, Stephen Z, Cruising for Food, Wanda. We cruised with her last week. It was amazing. Vonnabee's Vacations, hello, hello. Lindy Lou is here. Lindy Lou, I can't even give you... Lindy Lou, I got nothing. I have nothing left. My voice is shot. Carrie Lubinecki, did you get to dock? We did finally get to dock for one of the potential 3 days.
Yeah, the very last day. And it was, they did extend us an hour there, so we got an hour longer, but it was our short day. So we're there.
And we got in later than we would have wanted to anyway.
Yeah, we were there from... time, I guess maybe a little after 9 or so, something like that.
Most people just kind of went out and did like one major thing that they wanted to do. We tried to do one thing we wanted to do, and the thing blew up in our face. So then we just winged it and went along with our day.
Yeah, so we did.
Sorry about that, John Kelly. Timothy Walters is here. What's going on? It was great to cruise with Timothy last week. Karen Griswold said, "Did you know it was the 30th anniversary of the Perfect Storm while you were out there?"
Oh,
I had no idea, but maybe that's tells you everything you need to know about how our trip was. Dave and Brandy's Excursions, hello, hello. Welcome to sailing in the Northeast, but that was pretty rough from what I've seen. John says that is false. That was a horrible decision on my part to go to bed early. That was the dumbest thing you did, Jimmy. It was so fun, said Wanda. Timothy Walters, thank you so much for the super chat. This group cruise was off the chisel. Thank you for putting it together. Can't wait for the next one. Oh, the next one's coming up soon too. Not only is there's a, in comparison, of small intimate gathering for New Year's Eve on the Radiance. I mean, intimate, and but next March is the Vista.
Yeah,
with much of the same, many of the same people, including John from the Ship Show, and potentially Doodles from the Ship Show will be there as well. So it's going to be crazy.
Yeah,
Pam S is here. Stu O'Connor, riding with Larry. What's up? Larry and Diane Brandhorst are there. Great to see you guys. Amy Rogers said their first cruise was in Bermuda to Bermuda in 1976. It was so rough that they didn't cruise again for 12 years.
Oh my gosh.
David Word is here. Oh, the Words are here.
Hi, David.
They have a story to tell, and it's not our story to tell. It is theirs. So we will not talk about it. But David and Holly Word, hope you guys are doing great. It was amazing to meet you and spend a little bit of time with you on that cruise and see you on the last day was really awesome and fantastic. Yeah. To see you guys smiling, happy, keeping positive. So great to see you guys. Move to the Adirondacks is here. Hello, hello. What's up? Lisa Karazi. We met the Karazis this cruise. It was fantastic. Yeah. Chris was here. Bonjour, Chris. Nice to see you. Rhonda Carney's here. Joni Beesky. Hello, hello. We hung out with Joni and her hubby, and it was fantastic. Cruising Susan, great to see you. Who else do we have out there? Pam S is here. Nice to see you, Pam. Tony Jackson was there. He was amazing. Talking about entertainment value. He is such an awesome dude. He is nonstop fun, nonstop party, and a great guy to cruise with. Marty Woody said, Jamie, stay off the carbs. It's too scary. Thank you, Marty. I'll do the best I can. A bunch of other people there. Jeremy Wilson's here. Hello, hello. Nice to see you. People are saying how they miss each other in the chat. Friends were made. Relationships were created. It was an unbelievable week. So let's get a little bit into it, Sharon, and talk about how things went for us and what the process. I literally have zero content taken from my cameras and put onto the computer, so I don't have anything cool or interesting to show you. Not like John will on Wednesday. He will have had 3 or 4 days to unload stuff and start making fun little videos. Yeah. But I might have a few photos to share with you guys, a little bit about the process and all that kind of stuff. It was an amazing week.
Carla McClendon's here. Hi, Carla.
Oh, yeah. We saw
Neil Drucker. Oh, Neil, I got your phone message and I did email you back. So let me know if you didn't get it.
Richard's owner's in the house. What's up, Richard? The Q's Cruisers are here, and a big congratulations to those guys. Yeah. Bob and Sarah from the Q's Cruisers are officially engaged to be wed, and it happened on the group cruise.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
That was exciting.
We thought for a moment it could have been Deacon Doodles who might have done the nuptials, but it didn't pan out that way. But it was great to see those guys and meet them as well. Fantastic. We saw people we knew. We saw people we've cruised before. We met so many new people as well. It was overwhelming and emotional and moving, and it was just freaking awesome. Let's see. Yes, congratulations to Bob and Sarah. Thanks, guys. You are welcome. You guys are lovely, and it's fantastic to meet you. So the week all started with us heading out to New York City. We took a red-eye flight on Thursday night. We got in very early in the morning. We arranged it so we got our room right away because we paid for Thursday night. We've talked about that stuff already.
Yeah, so we got in right in, and we had planned to sleep for a little while and then kind of hit the town. And by the time we got settled and everything, I think I don't even know if we really rested at all, maybe 30 minutes. And then it was like, come on, let's go. We got to get going.
Well, we were excited because we had FOMO, fear of missing out. We didn't want to miss out on things. We knew there were going to be people coming around that we'd be seeing and interacting with at some point. And we wanted to make sure that we left time for that. But as well, we wanted to get out there and show Matthew New York because he had never been before. We had just been once before, and we didn't do much in the way of, we saw Times Square last time a little bit, but we didn't do any sightseeing or anything. So we headed out on the first morning, and where'd we end up going to?
Went to the Statue of Liberty.
That's right.
We had pre-booked it already. So that's one reason we didn't get to rest, because we're like, okay, we have our tickets for a certain time to get over there. So
it's almost good that we had tickets set up, because if we didn't, then I could have seen us dragging a little more butt.
Well, we would have had to
dragging it off a little bit, yes.
And everything. And so
that made it pretty good. So we headed out. So we went over to, we saw this, as a matter of fact. We saw that. We saw the Statue of Liberty. That was fantastic.
And we got to walk, if you can see, about halfway up, kind of where it looks like there's windows
you
there.
See where Lady Liberty stopped, her robe stopped, and then it goes into the darker concrete. That's called the pedestal, and we're able to walk out onto that ledge up there, and that was extremely cool. But it was also extremely tiring. Oh, look at that. There's Sharon. She's so happy being right underneath Lady Liberty there.
We had to walk up the stairs. What was it? 190?
Well, so we got into Statue of Liberty, and I was thinking, okay, we'll just take the elevator up to the pedestal and check it out. No big deal. There was no elevator. There's 196 stairs. Now, that may or may not sound like a lot to anybody out there listening, but to me, it's amazing. That's a lot. It was like on the level of when we climbed that volcano deal in Diamond Head in Hawaii. But at least Diamond Head was I don't know, it was a lower trajectory. There were more times to take a breather and look and check out sights and stuff. This was just up and up and up and up, and it really, really kicked my butt. And it almost set the stage for me to have pains, body aches for the first 4 or 5 days of the cruise. It was unbelievable. And then, of course, after that, we headed out because there was one other big thing that Matthew had to see when he was in New York. What was that? What was the most important thing for Matthew?
Pizza.
He had to have some pizza. So we made a run and we checked out a few pizza places. The first place that we checked out was Joe's Pizza, which was very, very good pizza. And we went in there and they had slices. So we grabbed a couple slices there. I grabbed myself a pepperoni and some sausage with some onion and some other good tasty stuff. Sharon had some pepperoni pizza, I think, and so did Matthew. So that was fantastic. And then the next day we actually went to John's on Bleecker Street, which was really, really good. Some of the highest rated pizza that's out there in New York. So that stuff was fantastic.
That was more like a wood-fired pizza. I think I preferred that one a little better. And I think Matthew, and I don't know about you too, but Matthew preferred Joe's pizza better.
I think he did. Matthew liked Joe's, a more traditional, like in your standard oven versus the wood fire. But Matthew said that the wood fire pizza reminded him a little bit of what he gets on Carnival, believe it or not.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
And it's funny, I could see that. I'm not comparing it to Carnival because it had a different taste. But it kind of looked like it and felt...
A little more of a visual.
Yeah, but the difference between that and the Carnival was the sauce. The sauce was kind of really tangy and had like a sweet, tangy sauce, and it really had a lot of flavor, which unlike, the cruise ship pizza doesn't have that. But
Yeah. So that was awesome. So we went in and we sat there, and of course, what's funny is the lines. Every place you go, there's a line to get in, and that was fantastic.
it's fantastic.
Well, I mean, it wasn't fantastic. It was just like, it was so crazy waiting in line. You know, there's like a line of 25 or 30 people deep outside the building just to get in. And then the next day, while we were tooling around and heading back to the hotel, we came across Rosa's Pizza.
Yeah.
Now, this place was unbelievable. They had pies galore. It was insane. They had so much pizza, I didn't know what to do with it. Matthew had a slice, and he said he thought it was a great piece of pizza as well. And this place is over by like Madison Square Garden and Penn Station, in that area.
Yeah, and we hadn't heard any reviews or anything about that. The other places we had seen online. But we just kind of stumbled across it, and then walking by, we saw all the pizzas in the window. We're like, oh my gosh,
Yes.
it looks really good. So
It was unbelievable. Let me just say hi real quick. Leanne Franciscone is here. Leanne and Brian, we certainly missed you guys tremendously
We did.
Last week, and we hope to get you guys back on a group cruise here sooner rather than later.
March.
Oh, you think March, huh? That's on. March is going to be unbelievable. Vicky's Voyages and Adventures are here. Scott McNeil, what's going on? Sig Cruisers in the house. Spiker's Crazy Adventures are here. What's up, guys? Nice to see you. Daniel Fields, there he is. Dina Shania, hello, hello. Nice to have you. Who else do we have in here? Anybody just joined late that we're missing? Sherry Smith is here. Great to have everybody here tonight. So we got into the pizza deal, and that was fantastic. But then the one other thing that we did on that day, well, we took a run down to the 9/11 memorial.
That was the second day.
That was the second. So getting into the second. So once we got back that night after our pizza and from being out, we kind of wrapped it up fairly early. We didn't do anything too crazy, and we got a pretty good sleep, so we could get up early the next morning. And that's the day that we did go to John's at Bleecker Street. We went to 9/11 memorial down there. We didn't hit the museum because there was a monster line to get in there. We just didn't have the time to do it and get back to the hotel, you know, because we wanted to go get the pizza, stuff like that. Oh, the night before, we did also walk a little bit around Times Square just to show Matthew.
Oh, yeah.
And about 5 minutes of Times Square was just enough for Matthew to say, let's get out of here. It wasn't his scene. I think his comment was, it smells a lot like Vegas. Smells like Las Vegas here.
Yeah. He's into the sites and all the history and different things. Like, he loved going to the 9/11 museum. He loved going to the Statue of Liberty. That's his kind of thing.
Well, the memorial, not the museum, but yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So he was into that, but not so much Times Square. He could have done without that. But one thing that we did do that was very exciting. Now, I grew up in New Jersey in the Northeast, and I've never even done this before. I don't think.
Yeah.
Not that I can remember. Maybe I did. Maybe once or twice when I was a young man going into New York City for reasons that are not good to be mentioned here on the live stream. Probably nothing positive. There was no good reason for me to be there.
Geez.
But we did this as a family. We finally made it to the subway. That's right. We hit the subway. Sharonatsea Travel. The three of us did it. And I'll tell you what was funny is, you know, you hear horror stories about the subway. It's dirty. It's gross. It's everything. But the first 4 or 5 subway stations that we went to were pretty clean. I mean, they're old and it's outside and they could use a good spray down and there's some graffiti and all that. We know that.
Well, the subways themselves were clean inside. I wouldn't say the stations were clean, Jamie. I mean, but it was like...
Yeah, but you remember the last one that we got out of, the last subway station that we came out of?
That was the worst.
That was, that was disgusting.
Yeah.
I mean, it was like gross. But everything else, I like any of the other one, I had no problem walking in there with my family, getting on the subway car with Sharon and Matthew. No concern, no worries, no nothing.
Yeah.
It was smooth.
I mean, it wasn't any different than like walking. It's kind of like if you're walking outside down the street in an area like New York or Vegas. It's just the same type of thing. It's not, you know, I don't know. You know, people throw things on the ground and stuff. It was that kind of dirty.
Yeah, it was that, but it was not nearly as bad as many people.
But the subway themselves were clean inside. Like, I felt totally comfortable sitting on the seats and everything inside.
Yes. So that was pretty cool. We did that, and then you got to go to Macy's.
I did.
Not Maisie from Carnival, not her house, but Macy's, the department store, the first Macy's ever. And so that was a big deal. You enjoyed that. We didn't get it around as much as you probably would have liked to.
If we would have been there longer, I would have spent like several hours there shopping. I did see a nice handbag that I wanted to get, and then I realized, I stopped and thought about it, and I was like, you know what? If I buy this, I'm not gonna have room to pack it to get home probably.
Yes.
And I would still have to take it on the cruise ship with me. And so I decided, you know what, I'm just going to order it online at Macy's because I looked it up and it was the same price online. And so I was like, you know what, I'll just have it delivered to my house.
There you go.
But it was nice because I got to see it in person, and it was what I've been looking for. So.
Kathy Zoda said, Jamie, wait till you see the rats running around there. Kathy, we didn't see any rats, but we did see you on the cruise, and that was amazing meeting you, Kathy. So it was fantastic to see y'all. So that was very cool. That was very cool. Let's see. I see Shelly Griffiths out there. She was on the cruise. Hi, Shelly. Hope you're doing well.
Hi, Shelly.
Let's see. Who else do we have out there? Oh, what hotel did we stay at? So a number of people stayed at the Embassy Suites. And that was a fun time. We stayed there, and it was kind of funny. The night before the cruise, the weather was a little cool. There had been a little rain earlier, I think. And there's once the reception, the cocktail reception bar closed down, then we were all going to go out to this kind of grass, like fake AstroTurf grass area, and have a few drinks. And the bar would be open because the night before the bar was open, and we can hang out there. Well, when we went to go out there, it wasn't open. And we were like, oh my God, what are we going to do? We have a bunch of people at the hotel. Everyone wants to get together and socialize a little bit. And the bar wasn't open. So we asked one or two people, and out of nowhere, the most amazing lady who literally was working in the kitchen came up, and she heard us talking or something like that. And she said, I can get that open for you. And we're like, what? You can get that open? She goes, yeah. I said, what are you like? Are you the boss or something? She goes, no, but I can get it open for you. So next thing you know, she's getting the door open so we have access to the outside. And there's two bartenders, one serving drinks, another one working behind the bar. And all of a sudden we are in business and the party begun. And it was wild and crazy. And I'm not going to lie to you, the night before the cruise, there were a few people that I thought might not even make it to the cruise ship because it was that kind of evening. There were cigars being smoked. There were cocktails being consumed. There was a lot of bourbon that might have gone through that night. It was fantastic. A few people came by that weren't staying at the hotel as well, and that kind of thing. So that was awesome. Of course, John was there, John and Kelly, and that was fantastic. The co-hosts of the deal. Also, York, Ragsdale, and Lisa, our other co-hosts, York Doodles, as you know him, was there too, and he popped in. Nancy came by, although she wasn't staying at the hotel, so Nautical Nurse Nancy was there. A number of other folks. We saw Bob and Sarah was there from the Q's Cruiser. Okay. And a plethora of other people, including Trevor Begockler was there. Trevor Gleckler was in the house, and a number of other folks. It was just a fantastic night all around. And then we got into embarkation day. Yeah. Have I missed anything so far?
I don't.
I know we have a little bit of an agenda that we're trying to follow.
Yeah. That's pretty much everything. I mean, without giving every single detail.
We don't want to give all the details. We want you to watch the videos. Pam S., we did not see any shows in the subway, thank God. We were a little worried about that with Matthew because he might get a little weirded out, so we didn't want that to happen. We did
ride the subway during the day because we have heard that, it's not the safest at night and you may see a lot of strange things. So we just stuck to riding it during the day.
Timothy Walter said they made it to FAO Schwartz. Interesting place. That'd be a very cool place. Hollywood got a great amateur street performer videos in Times Square. It's funny you say that. There's a lot of performers there, and Sharon wanted to take some pictures, and I'm like, don't take their picture. And she's like, why? I said, because then they're going to want you to pay them. And so you should have seen Sharon was like being sneaky and trying to go around and get pictures of people without them seeing her, because they will get mad. We literally saw somebody, someone take off. Well, Matthew saw a character take off a hat, like an Elmo character, take off a hat. And was like yelling with two adults because he just took a picture with their kid and they didn't give him any money. So that kind of stuff can definitely happen. So you gotta watch out for that.
Remember last time we were in New York, we were kind of around that area in Times Square where I took a picture with what was it? The guy that was dressed up of the tall, was he on stilts or something? Remember the guy? And when I walked out, and I was gonna go take a picture with him. And then you're like, oh, here, make sure you give him or whatever. So I had money to give him. But as I walked up, before I even finished taking the picture with him, he like kind of whispered something low under his breath, something about, like he wanted $5 or something, like some kind of thing, like telling me like I should give before I even gave it to him. And it was kind of really weird, like kind of spooky.
It'll happen. I mean, those guys are out there to make a buck, and that's all they're there for. Brian Carroll, what's going on? Thank you for the super chat. Brian said, although I didn't appreciate the group hug, I had fun on the cruise. Looking forward to New Year's Eve. We're going to see Brian again.
Yeah.
Brian's an extremely awesome dude. He is the quietest guy. He has two group cruises in a row. He's been voted quietest dude on the group cruise. He's the guy that kind of sits there, kind of hangs out. He's quiet, watches it, takes it all in. But I have a feeling the next group cruise, which is New Year's Eve, he's going to go off the edge. He's going to be out of his mind. I'm going to have to carry him back to his room. He's going to be so out of control. That's what I'm looking for. That's what I'm looking for.
Brian. It was so nice to see you again, and can't wait to see you in December.
Oh, it's going to be fantastic. Richard Van Den Aarons is here. What's going on? Pia Broderick said Jamie should have bought it for a Christmas present. We didn't want to carry it around, Pia. We didn't want to put it in the luggage.
Yeah,
we were back to the
that
hills.
was actually I think you told me to buy it. Well, Jamie's like, just go buy it so we can get out of here.
Well, yeah, I mean.
And I sat there.
That's not what I said. I said, go buy it because I love you're the love of my life and I just want you to be happy.
But I started looking at it. I had it in my hands and I'm like, oh my gosh, where am I going to put this? Where am I going to pack it? We still have to go on a cruise ship. And we had our luggage was like stuffed because we had some group cruise things, some other stuff. So everything was like full at that point. So,
oh, yeah.
But I quickly went to Macy's, like Macy's.com, and I was like, I wonder if they have it for the same price. And
oh, yeah. Before we were out of the store, she knew she could get it for the same price.
I'm like, you know what?
And probably have more of a selection. Linda Land is here. Linda Land and her friend, Linda Alford, Linda Land, and her friend Marty, they also have a hot story to tell, which involved an electric cart, a police ride, a police escort back to the ship.
And we had some peer runners.
And we're all the while, Sharon and I are sitting in the American diner, and we're hearing their name called as we're leaving Bermuda, and we're sitting there.
And all of a sudden, it's like we did a kind of like we're sitting there, and like, oh my God, they just called Linda's name, and then we knew they were together, so we're like, I was like, did you hear Marty's name too? And so we're listening, and then when they called them around again, we're like, they called Marty's name too, and we're like, oh my gosh. They're not on the ship yet.
That was insane. Luckily, and so Sharon hopped up, and I guess in between the time we heard this and everything that happened, Sharon got up, called guest services, and we were put at ease to find out that they were on the ship. But they had a snafu where they had rented an electric car, and the car stopped working. They had some issue with the car, and they were in a jam. And the smartest thing, and so here's the best tip, guys, and we thank Linda and Marty for putting this tip together to share with you guys. In the event you're ever on a cruise and you're in a port and you have an emergency or something goes wrong for you and you're at risk of missing the cruise ship.
Or at least Bermuda anyways.
Or at least Bermuda, or I would say anywhere.
Probably.
Call the police, because they called the police, and the police were the ones that made sure that they got back to the cruise ship. So that was a very, very wise move by those ladies. So that was extremely fun.
But I think, Linda, correct me if I'm wrong, I think one of you told me that they did have, so just tells you, if you leave your passport on board, always, put it in the safe, because if you don't make it back on board, they're going to go to your room, collect your things out of the safe, and leave them at the pier with the port authorities for you to get when you do show back up. And I think one of them told me that they did have whichever one left their stuff in the safe, they did have it bagged up, like ready to do that. So
they were ready to throw their stuff on, How organized is that, though, where the cruise line's like, okay, they're looking at the paperwork, and who's not here? James, Sharon, and Matthew, as we're sitting up back on, go get their crap. Just dump it off the ship now. Throw it off the ship. JP Child Venture said, yes, police escort. Shelly Griffith said, I had the most fun in my life. There you go. It was a fun time. That would scare the hell out of me, missing the ship, said Pia. It was a wild story. But the girls said that as soon as they knew that they were going to be back on the ship and that they were safe and sound, it was cool. Everything was cool, and they had no more worries. So
one of those things that, in a few months from now or a year from now, they'll be laughing at it.
Yes.
Well, I think they were laughing at it a little bit the night after what they were saying.
They had amazing personalities. They were great, and I'm sure they got a big kick out of it, and they can't wait to tell everybody once they get back home. Oh my God, Mike V said, my dad took a picture of a wino in the street, and he chased my dad through Chinatown for 15 minutes. Oh my God. That can happen too. We did have one run-in. Can we talk about the run-in with the dude when we were at Joe's Pizza?
Oh, yeah.
So one of the things I've noticed everywhere in New York is that they have these outdoor like little sheds built or something. They're wooden, and I don't know if this is new from the pandemic or I just don't know.
I think so, because they did not look new.
It's like an extension that they build onto the sidewalk, almost towards the street, and it has little chairs, and it's like a little addition to the building, and it has like ledges where you can stand and eat your pizza, and they have windows built out, so you're looking out the window and stuff.
Oh, it's just all open.
So Sharon and Matthew and I are sitting there. We have our food on a ledge, and we're just sitting there eating. And we're like, "Oh my God, Matthew, how do you like this New York City pizza? Oh, it's great. We're so happy we could get you here. What a great time! What a great family moment."
You were actually just picked up the camera. Matthew was gonna talk about his pizza.
Oh my gosh, yes.
And
we're gonna do a little review.
Then this guy came and walked up through the open window area, like right, and I was in the middle there. He walked right up, like in front of my pizza, and he was just like staring at me.
Sharon, it wasn't a guy that walked up. Listen, I mean, I don't want to sound bad or anything, but it was obviously someone who probably didn't have a continual residence. He might have been a dude that probably lived on the streets. He was not. He was unkempt in the worst way. He's sitting there with like a cigarette that he's smoking, basically whatever's left of the filter at this point. And he's sitting there in front of us, and he comes walking up, and he just like looks at us and looks down at our pizza. Yeah. And I'm like, okay, this isn't going to be good. So I'm sliding the pizza away, and I said, hey man, you want to take a step away from my family real quick? I'd appreciate it. And he's sitting there looking, and he didn't really ask for anything, but then he like takes a drag off of this filter cigarette and like blows it out towards us. And so I said to him again, I shared a few words with him real quick in the hopes that he would move away, and he did. And, and so Matthew was a little taken back by that, but I just said, hey man, it takes all kinds. And chances are this guy was he probably goes up to people all day and just kind of gets in their space with the hopes that they'll probably give him something and just, shoo him away. And it's one of those deals. So it was an odd moment, that's for sure. Woohoo Girl is here. What's going on?
Woohoo Girl.
Woohoo Girl. I can't wait to see you and Larry again at the end of December. That's going to be amazing. We're going to have such a great time. Nancy said, I miss seeing the naked cowboy in Times Square, but I have my own cowboy of my own. Oh, I bet. And I bet that Anthony, on request, will sit there and get naked with that cowboy hat on that he wears all the time. And that would be a sight to be seen. The Ship Show said, Brian taught me roulette. Oh. Did he really? That's fantastic. Oh, wow. Cruising for Food said, I heard Brian has a huge revenge folder. Yes, he saw everything. He took everything in. He learned more about people from watching him than probably from talking about him. That is fantastic. Yeah. Donnie Beesky said, we saw the naked cowboy. That is unbelievable. Let's see. What else do we have?
Stephen Lee says naked cowboy.
Shauna Snow is in the chat. Shauna Snow, the champion, is her new name. If anybody sees Shauna, just say Shauna is a champion. Shauna went from being someone who was going to sit on the sidelines during the Rooster Relay. I don't know if we have time to even get into the Rooster Relay here on the show, but she was going to sit on the sidelines for the Rooster Relay. She ended up being on the championship team, and she ultimately got the Rooster Booster. You'll have to watch the videos to know what I'm talking about or what any of that means. But
I'm
it was
sorry
amazing
for the people that got the Rooster Booster.
Well, it was they were all so happy that they won. They were the winners of the Rooster Relay.
And then they realized that they really lost after they won.
We told them there would be a Rooster. We told them there would be a Rooster Booster.
And they might have been thinking it was going to be something good because they were winners.
Well, we took a page out of. If anyone saw our last group cruise back 2 years ago, the amazing nautical nurse Nancy shows up on cabin crawl day with syringes full of Jello shots. So the idea came up again: syringes, alcohol, and that's how the Rooster Booster came to life, and that's what it was all about. So it was very. It was gross. It was amazing. It was everything you could want it to be.
Oh my gosh.
Mary Barkley. Oh, thank you, Mary, for the super chat. Very nice.
Mary.
Can't wait for New Year's Eve. Mary, I can't wait to see you guys again on New Year's Eve, too. It's going to be fantastic. It's going to be fantastic. I can't wait. And then we know we're going to be doing a little bit of drinking, too. Yeah, Daniel Field says, we had some runners. You are so right about that. You are so right about that. Shauna said, love hanging out with everyone. Sorry, can't tag from my phone. So just know she wants to tag you, but she can't. So just be understanding about that. Daniel said, Linda Land, did you rent that Twizzy thing? I think it was a Twizzy, if I'm not mistaken. But Linda, you can tell the guys, and Marty, if you're in here too, you can tell everybody exactly which one you had. if you want to steer clear of that particular company or anything like that. Jamie Wallhead said, I'm so excited for the vlogger cruise. That ship looks like fun. That is correct. Yeah. The cruise ship that we were on that we'll be making the videos for is the same one that we'll be on in 2023 for the big vlogger extravaganza.
It was great for this cruise because the capacity was low, so we didn't have to wait for elevators. Every time we pushed the button, I mean, I don't think we waited over a minute ever for an elevator. One popped up, and in most cases we were the only ones on the elevator. I mean, I don't know. I think that was great, and we really didn't have to wait for much there.
No, it was it was just full enough that you knew you were cruising with others, and just empty enough. The only person who didn't like the capacity was Matthew. There were not a lot of kids in the kids club.
Yeah, they had 20 kids on board. About 10 signed up for the teen club,
in his age group. Yeah.
And there was only about 3 or 4 there most of the time. So yeah, there weren't as many kids to hang out with. But it was so funny because the very last night of all nights, the very last night he was hanging out with some kids, and I guess they started getting along, hanging out, doing whatever they were doing, and he stayed up. He didn't come in until after 2 o'clock.
Let me tell you that Matthew went to bed after I did on the last night.
He went to bed after
and that usually doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Usually doesn't happen. Kevin Brubaker said he almost experienced jamification. Yes, I would. Well, listen, I'm a big enough guy that I'm probably, I'm not the first one somebody's going to pick on. And so I kind of had a feeling the guy was just trying to pressure us for a little something on the house, and he didn't really get anything. And I was not about to give him a slice of pizza. That's for damn sure. That was not going to happen. Crazy Cat Traveler said that can happen anywhere. I had a guy come to my window and ask me for money at the Starbucks drive-through at home. I know that can happen, but being there with Matthew was just a little bit weird. Jason Stepien said, what was Matthew's favorite pizza place? You're gonna have to watch the videos, my friend, to find out. But I mean, we went to 3 in the city, and it was fantastic. Arnold Kump is here. Dana and Arnold Kump.
Hi, Arnold.
What rock stars those two were. It was amazing meeting them on the cruise. Great to see you guys here in the chat.
It was.
What an amazing couple. It really was. It was just fantastic. Yeah. I know there's names of people that I'm not mentioning, and I feel terrible.
There were some people on the cruise that we've met before, but I would say more that we haven't met before on the cruise. So we met so many new people, and I mean, it was just great hanging out with everyone. I mean, I think everyone had a great time. Everyone probably made new friends, and I don't know, it was so much fun.
It was unbelievable. Cruising for Food said the Rooster Relay was a blur. It really was, wasn't it, Wanda?
It was so fast.
It took a few minutes to set up, and then I screwed up.
Then all of a sudden, it was just like, it's over.
As I was organizing everybody, because we had 35 people, we had 7 teams of 5 people running in the relay race. It was incredible. And I screwed it up at first and made 5 teams of 7 people. And that was a bad deal. And we had to recount. It was a whole hot mess. And it was my fault. I'm the first one to admit it. But we had 7 teams of 5 people. And they had to run bar to bar to bar to bar, consume an entire drink, and then hand off a rubber chicken. I can't even get into it now. It was crazy. But when you see the video, I think it'll be fantastic. Alfred Inglesby is here. What's going on, Alfred? Love to see you. Hope you and Melody are doing great. He said, how was the casino? Some people did very well on the casino.
I think didn't do well, though.
Our group ranged from losing thousands of dollars to winning $4,000 in a single spin, and everything in between. It was unbelievable.
But we were losers.
Yes, I didn't spend a lot of time, and I didn't commit. No. I never had the time to commit to the casino. It was always like jump in, jump out, jump in, jump out, and that's never a recipe for winning.
Only in there a couple times for you.
Yes, barely 2 to 3 times. Sharon had me on lockdown, if I'm being honest.
No, I don't think I had on lockdown. I think everyone was waiting for you at the bar.
Timothy Walters did that.
Everyone else had you on lockdown.
I was on lockdown. Timothy said that shot was not bad. # Malort. It was Malort. And I would never drink that stuff. John could put that stuff in my face over and over again, and I would not consume that as well. I don't know if she's in here, but also a thanks to Pam Chicken Dance Shantz, Pam Shantz, who handled all the duties for the slot pull that we had. She did an amazing job. So it was great to see her. Did any of you get a bus ride in Bermuda? I'm sure a bunch of people did. And it's crazy driving because not only is the steering wheel on a different side of the vehicle, but you're on the other side of the road as well. So it's like a combo of confusion there.
Yeah. We had planned to ride the ferry, take the ferry and ride the bus around.
Yes.
But that's when we were going to be there for 3 days. When we were just there for the 1 day, we had to change things up. So we ended up taking I guess it was kind of like a shuttle, but it, sort of. Anyways, he took us to a couple places, waited for us at one, and then eventually dropped us off up at the fort, and then we walked down to the ferry and took the ferry back over after that.
There you go. Let's see, what else do we have? Hold on, I jumped ahead a little bit in the chat. Let me back up a little bit here. Julie Amos said, I wish I could go on New Year's Eve with you guys. I'll be in Washington State to visit my daughter in the Air Force. Well, that is fantastic.
Yeah.
Thank your daughter for us, for the service. And we're sorry you won't be able to join us. Steve Morales is here. Steve and Ruth Todd, love to see you guys. Let's see, what else? Hank Shannon said, I'm taking my cold to bed now. Hank, feel better soon.
Yes.
Remember, feed a fever, starve a cold, or something like that.
Bob said, amazing experience and great people. Aw.
Yes.
Yeah, it was fun.
Hollywood said, all this fun will keep us young forever. That is an amazing attitude.
Yeah, that is.
Teague Nielsen, glad you could get off in Bermuda for a day, and Jamie and met the furries. I didn't meet any furries.
We didn't see any furries.
I didn't see any of the furries.
Oh, but who was it? Someone saw. Trying to remember who it was. Maybe it was the Cumps. I don't know.
They said so. Somebody said they saw a furry, but I don't think it was a true furry. I think it was just a parrot that was just a parrot.
No, I think they had some interesting next door neighbors in their cabin.
There might. Oh my God! Yes, the Cumps might have had a couple.
Something like that.
They either had nudists or furries.
They might have been furries.
Crazy Cat Robert said yes. The winners of the Rooster Relay will be immune from every disease ever known. A few people saying that it was your drink that you created at the bar that you were in charge of. The Belvedere Peach drink. Oh. Belvedere Peach Nectar.
Yeah, that was one of the best.
Nancy said she loved the heck out of it.
That was
so that's very nice. Beth Ellinger's here. What's going on, Beth? Love to see you. Joni Beesky says, I got lucky and had Sharon's peach nectar in the relay. So that is a good spot. The relay, we did an IPA beer, Long Island iced tea, Buffalo Trace Old Fashioned. I saw people drinking Buffalo Trace Old Fashioned, and I was blown away by how well they drank it, including Deborah Blankenship did a great job, and Nancy Fields chugged one down. I was very impressed with that. That was very, I mean, the guys, I'm expecting it, but I mean, Nancy Fields is, if you've never met her, she's this tall. She really is. You could put her in your back pocket. She's the tiniest, cutest little thing. And when she chugged that drink, it was impressive because her team was in dead last in the Rooster Relay race. And she was so committed to the race that she chugged her drink, even though she probably just could have taken it and walked to the next bar and not even worried about it. So there you have it. Daniel Fields says they're 25 minutes behind in the chat. Sure we are. We're always a little bit behind in the chat. We're not that far behind right now.
He's keeping us on track here.
Bob Hader was there. Hello, Bob. Great to see you. Bob was there. It was a pleasure to meet him. Amazing experience with great people. Thank you so much, Bob, for the kind words. It was great to meet you, sir. And we hope to be able to do it with you again at some point. Like I said, you hear my voice. I am so, I'm so rough. Very, very rough. Pierre Broderick said, how was the food? All right, let's get a little more into the cruise
talk
itself.
about the ship and the...
Hold on. You're jumping ahead a little bit.
Well, you were 25 minutes behind, Jamie.
That's just Daniel Fields. He's probably making it up. He does that kind of stuff. The ship show, John at the ship show said, we ran into Matthew in Oceans, and he had his friends and everyone was like, I was like, hey, Matthew. He was like a celebrity. I'm sure he was embarrassed beyond repair. A Big Pap is here. Is 2023 a vlogger only? No, it's for anybody and everybody. Yeah. But we called it the Vlogger Extravaganza because a number of vloggers are coming together to do it and to put it on, and we figure there's going to be a lot more people that are into vlogging that are going to be there as well. So that is the deal on that, Mr. Pap. Yeah. Hope you guys are doing well.
More are not vloggers than are vloggers.
John Shield says, did you stay in the Haven? We did not stay in the Haven. We wish we did. We would have loved to, but we were not in the Haven. We had just a standard or a balcony or something.
We had like an angled shaped balcony cabin on deck 12. But I don't know if you saw us, you might have seen us in the Haven. We had Haven access. We just did not stay in the Haven, but we had Haven access throughout the cruise to eat in there, use the pool, whatever.
Yeah, so it was very, very cool. Yes, Spiker's Crazy Adventures. It was an absolute blast. The relay race was like clockwork, said Daniel Fields. Daniel, now your sarcasm's coming out. Matthew's a celebrity. I want to be like him when I grow up, said Richard Zollner.
Oh my god.
Let's see. What else do we have? He did. Oh, Joni Beasky said he did commit to Oceans. There you go. Yes, I didn't commit to the casino, but I committed to Oceans a few times. And you know who was the all-star of the week? Might have been Dana Kump, Arnold Kump's lovely wife. She was the one and only female in the entire group that came into the cigar lounge and actually had a cigar. I'm not sure if that was her first ever or something similar. She had there was a little tiny little cigar that she had. It was very petite, and it was one that we gave Arnold on his first night because he wasn't a cigar guy. So we gave him a small one to start with, and then the next night he graduated to a much larger, bigger cigar. And Dana started with a small one. And although it might have reminded her of the 80s, because it was something that looked similar to what you might have smoked in the 80s. But I'm getting off track now. I'm sorry about that. Let's see. What else? Matthew's an A-list top celebrity. You're so right.
Oh, Arnold said, yeah, it was her first.
Pia wants to go back to talking about food. Okay. Pia, food, schmood. There's a lot of stuff to talk about.
All right. Okay. Food. So, well, I don't know. I can't think of anything on the ship that wasn't good. But we did eat at for specialty dining. We ate at Ocean. Oh no, I was going to say Oceans. We ate at Ocean Blue one night. Hold on.
Arnold Kump said when they were on the balcony, they were butt naked. That is true. He saw nudity on the balcony
next door to him. Oh,
okay. I'm sorry, I had to jump in with that. Well, so the first night of the cruise, where do we eat?
Okay, so the first night we ate in the Haven. Okay. No, we didn't. No, I'm sorry. That was the second night. First night we ate in the Manhattan dining room.
Yes. And we ate with John and Kelly.
We did. Mm-hmm. And then the second night we ate in the Haven.
Mm-hmm.
The third night we ate at Ocean Blue.
That was good.
It was good.
Very good.
Yeah, very good.
It was. Should I tell the story?
It was really good, but
the food and the service are fantastic.
We ate at Ocean Blue on the Encore. When we were on the Encore a couple of years ago, and I would say it was a little better on the Encore than the Breakaway. But
I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about those people.
What people?
In Ocean Blue, that family, the group of 5 people.
Oh, that I was like, what people? Oh yeah, I already forgot about that, Jamie.
I will never forget about it.
I don't like holding grudges.
I will never forget it. Hold a grudge. All right, listen. All right, I'm going to give you a quick story, quick synopsis. We go into Ocean Blue, very nice restaurant, specialty restaurant on the ship. We're put into a section where there's one other couple at a table sitting there talking.
Everything's really quiet.
We're all talking like this. Oh, having great conversation. It's a beautiful meal. It's intimate. The server comes up and says, "Hello, what can I get you?" And, "Yes, I'll have this and this." And
the service
Sharon,
really good.
and we're talking at this level, and everything's great. Then all of a sudden, a party of 5 comes in, and they're about 3 tables away. We were halfway through our meal, and I remember it like it was yesterday. And they were just loud and obnoxious and laughing, joking, and cussing and telling their own personal stories about life in the city that they live in and all this kind of stuff. And at one point a little bit later, there was an FU bomb thrown out. And someone goes, "Oh, Bob, don't talk like that." And another lady goes, "Well, at least they're almost, they're on their dessert." And I'm like, you guys are so obnoxious. I mean,
well, they looked over and they saw we were there, and I think they realized Matthew was a kid or whatever.
Yeah.
Even though he doesn't really.
Well, they should have looked over a little.
But then they were cussing. Then they realized that they're like, oh, at least they're on their dessert. And so that was kind of annoying.
Yes. No, I mean, I'm known to annoy people. Okay, I am not one who has never annoyed anyone. I get it. But you're going to come into the restaurant, and from the word go, you are loud as hell and disrupting everyone around you. And we could tell that the other table next to us was annoying.
And it would be different if you were in a place that...
If you were in Oceans, then you come in and get rowdy.
Yeah, we were loud in Oceans. That's okay there.
Yes.
But
so anyway, so that was one of those deals. So amazing food, amazing service.
Yeah.
But the people there were poopers.
Well, just some of the other guests, though, not the people that work there. The crew were amazing.
I think everyone knows exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah, the table of 5. That's all I'm talking about.
Then the next
and
night
if they're watching right now, then they know who they are.
we
too.
ate at Teppanyaki, and it was that was probably, I think that was my favorite meal on this particular ship. I mean, I've had teppanyaki on other ships, and I always like it. It's always good. But I think for this particular cruise, I'm going to give my favorite meal to the teppanyaki, except for the dessert. The dessert does not go to the teppanyaki. The dessert was, I didn't care for it. I don't know. I'm sure some other people in here had it. It was this weird green tea cake with some ice cream, and the ice cream was good, but that green tea cake thing, it just had a weird taste.
Could not agree with you more.
It just didn't look good. But
the ice cream thing was okay, but the green tea, it looked like a piece of cake that might have been from the pre-pandemic. Like they just pulled it out of the fridge. It looked like it, and it was just an odd taste.
Yeah, and it was just an odd taste. It's not that it probably, like, to some people it might have tasted good, but it just wasn't my kind of thing.
Yes, wasn't in your wheelhouse.
I need the chocolate and the
Well, if you when we were comparing, like, cruise lines and stuff, when we ate at the teppanyaki on Carnival, didn't they have like a dessert that was like six different things in a container with all these different things? Yeah, that was pretty neat.
That was
anyway. Okay, good. I digress. I'm just thinking out.
But the meal part of it and the show and everything of the teppanyaki, that was really good. The meat was just so tender, and
oh my god! And they were very, very generous. Very generous.
Yeah, they were stuffed.
Yes, it was fantastic. Mel Stowe, who was also there, it was amazing meeting Mel Stowe in the flesh, in the real, and she does enjoy geocaching.
Yeah.
So when she says cash addict, it took me a while when I first knew who Mel was to know what cash addict Mel Stowe meant. Cash addict Mel Stowe, but it's geocaching. She's addicted to geocaching, and I think she did some in Bermuda. She said the scavenger hunt was a blast. It was funny. We all got together and we did a scavenger hunt on, which day was that? I'm looking at the thing. I literally have one of our itineraries here just to make sure we didn't forget everything. Sharon made these up. We laminated them, and then we handed them out to everybody in the group. And that was the night. That was the night of the relay race. That was on Tuesday, our first sea day. And everybody met in the library and dispersed after they were given the instructions. And as we walked out of the library, we saw 3 of the couples, and they'd all just taken a seat and started watching a show. And they're like, "Yeah, we decided we don't want to run around." That was hysterical.
Yeah. And
there were some people that really, really busted their butt. Yeah. And a big congratulations to Larry and Diane Brandhorst. They were the big winners of the scavenger hunt, right? Followed up closely by the Q's Cruisers / Nautical Nurse Nancy team that was put together. Those guys were very, very tough opponents for Diane and Larry, but they did it. Pia wants us to get back to talking about food. All right, we'll talk about food more. Hold on, I'm not done yet.
So after...
Sharon, don't you want to show people the photo shoot that we did?
Well, let's talk about the food, and then we'll get to the photo shoot later.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
What about the behind the scenes?
No, do that later, Jamie. You're all over the place.
I am. I'm all over the place. I'm exhausted. What do you want me to do? I'm trying to get a lot of information out there.
So we ate our teppanyaki. What did we do the next night?
The next night was Wednesday night.
One night we didn't eat dinner. Well, we had dinner, but we ate. Oh, it was
Is it so much of a blur that we can't remember what we ate last week for dinner?
Okay, no. So then Thursday night we ate. I know. Thursday night was the night I think I ate in Savor. Or was it Taste? Savor.
Oh, is that what? That was it.
Yeah, I went to. You ate at the Raw Bar.
You went with Kelly to have and had dinner in one of the sub main dining room deals.
Yeah.
There's the Manhattan room, the main dining room, and then Taste and Savor, which are smaller, different styled, offsprings in the main dining room. Yes, that was the night that I ate at the Raw Bar.
Yeah.
For dinner, and that was pretty damn good. I will say this: the crab toast, unbelievable. The seafood was fresh, tasted good, and it was all very nice. Yeah. I could have used a little more food on my seafood platter, if I'm being honest, but it was not too shabby. A little expensive, but it wasn't too bad. That's an a la carte type of deal. Yeah. It was like $3 an oyster, and the prices that we paid at the Raw Bar were a little bit more than what I saw online in what I believe is the most recent menu that was put out by NCL for the raw bar. So definitely a little bit of an upcharge there, maybe for how difficult it is to get stuff nowadays, or make a little more money, or whatever the case is. So that was fine.
Then the next day, we didn't really have a dinner. We ate something, I think, later at Oceans, but when we got back on the ship after Bermuda, we were starving, and all of a sudden we passed by, a lot of things weren't open at that point.
Yes.
And we didn't want to have Oceans again. So we saw the American Diner, and it was still open for just a little, maybe 30 more minutes or so. Mm. So we're like, oh my God, let's just eat there. And so, and that was a good choice. We never ate at the American Diner when we went on the Encore. And so we did it, and it was so good. I was surprised.
Yes.
The burgers were, it was this huge burger with this big fluffy bun. I think Jamie has a picture of it somewhere, don't you?
I do have a picture of it. And just to do a comparison, so the American Diner is like, what the American Diner is to NCL, in my opinion, is like what Johnny Rockets is to Royal, or what Guy's Burgers is. Yeah. But the difference is Guy's Burger is included in the fare, but Johnny Rockets costs more, and American Diner is an upcharge place.
I think I would compare it more for like the type of place it is, because it's a sit-down sort of restaurant, to like a Johnny Rockets. But I'll tell you what, the burger is nothing like Johnny Rockets. I mean, it blows Johnny Rockets.
Whoa. You're going to start a fight with some royal people out there.
I would give this burger a 10, and I would give Johnny Rockets maybe a 4. So this burger was
a 4.
Huge. It was so good. And they had milkshakes.
All right, so here's that. So we each had some monster milkshakes. I thought the milkshake was stupendous. John from the Ship Show ate there, and he said he wasn't wowed by the milkshake, but he's really, really particular. What does he know about food? I mean, look at me. You look at me, you know I know food. And look at this. Look at this. Look at these right here. I know food.
They can't see that because
John doesn't know. All right, so we got that there. Oh yeah, they can't see that. Anyway, don't worry, you didn't miss much. I was pointing at my belly and my big fat cheeks. So there's us having some shakes right there. And then they also had a shiitake mushroom flatbread, which was unbelievable. Unbelievable. Look at that milkshake right there. That was great. And look at this. Oh my God. This burger was delicious. The fries were a little plain, so I salted them up pretty nicely. They don't have that flavor, any real flavor added. You can do what you want. The coleslaw was pretty good, but the burger was fantastic. So that was definitely
really
worth the couple extra bucks.
But after we left there, after the milkshake,
and that was the meal we were eating when we found out that Linda and Marty were potentially stuck in Bermuda.
Yeah. But we had like appetizers there, and then we had the burger, the shakes, and we were like stuffed. So we didn't really have dinner that night. I think we just had a snack later in the evening at Ocean.
Yes.
And then the last night we ate in the Haven again.
We did.
So we did try, and we had lunch I think it was the first day in the Haven.
Yeah.
So we tried lunch in there and dinner a couple times. But we never got there for breakfast. We ended up eating breakfast mostly in the buffet, just out of convenience. Mm-hmm. We ate in the main dining room.
Well, because every morning I wanted to get up early and check out some dining and stuff, and Sharon would not get out of bed.
Excuse me.
Excuse me.
I would say we all had trouble getting out of bed.
Okay, so you're admitting that you did not get out of bed.
And by the time we got up and around and out the door, most of the days the buffet was all that was left open.
Yes.
But it was good. I mean, it was a good buffet.
So we just ate quick breakfast and went. The one time we had it in the one savor or taste, whatever, dining room, and that was fine too.
So. I ate somewhere else one day. I can't remember where it was.
And the one morning we actually ate breakfast, and then I immediately went in and ate lunch back to back because they set up one on one side.
You get in there like at 10:30 or 11, and then at 11:30 they set the other side.
That's a pro. Lunch. That's a pro tip move. Just go there at the end of breakfast, and then you can get in on lunch.
He had some waffles, and then lunch came out, so then he went right into the pizza. So.
Yes, he's a wise man. He takes after his old man a lot. Joni BC said Sharon was in bed first most nights. She might have been in bed first.
I was.
But she did not have. She still struggled to get up on time. Don't let her fool you.
Yeah. I can't. Like, I can stay up late, but not if I'm on a cruise like that and going multiple nights. I can't stay up late like that multiple nights and keep going. I'm just, I don't know. I can't hang like that.
Well, she goes to bed because she doesn't have to worry about babysitting me if she's still there. Someone said Boonta's here. Is Jay there?
Yeah, he's.
Well, I didn't. Oh, there it is. Oh, I do see his name. What's up? Boonta was there. I got to meet the one and only Boonta. Jay was there. I think he had a pretty damn good time, if I'm not mistaken. You know, he was just a pleasure to meet as well. As everybody else that was in Big T and Snuggles, I did not, if you can believe it, I owe an apology to Pam Shantz, to Doodles, and probably a few other people. We never actually got to throwing dice. At night, we were having so much fun doing other things, and there were some times. Sharon, who's calling you right now? There were some times where where people were gambling, but we didn't do any big fun like dice table takeovers. We talked about it a few times, but we just never got into the craps. I'm sorry to say, it was a little bit rough. Let's see. Let's see what else. Lindy Lou said Raphael Zingano is a milkshake king. Oh, please. Raphael wouldn't know a milk. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know if he's a milkshake king, but I can tell you what, those milkshakes were off the chisel. That's for sure.
Matthew had a lot of milkshakes.
Wanda said I maybe got 4 hours of sleep each night of the cruise. It was awesome. Yes, Matthew did have a couple of milkshakes from Ocean.
Well, it's funny.
For a $3 charge.
Before the cruise, he's been on a sort of like a milkshake binge or something. Like almost every other day, he's having a milkshake lately. So.
Yes. You're right. Daniel Field says, yeah, Oceans or the local, as it is on some other ships, is a great 24-hour option.
Yeah.
And it's the last bar to be open, and you can get food there at any time. So there's nothing like closing the bar and then having like a Reuben sandwich, a dozen wings, maybe some nachos. I mean, it's all there.
That's one thing I'll say on Norwegian, the ships that have Oceans or local. I don't know really any other cruise line that has that type of a venue that goes 24 hours a day with that many options like that.
It's very awesome.
That it is, I don't know.
Aspen ATC said, no dice? What's a cruise without 5 hours of dice? You're right. You're right. And if my dear, dear friend Tony from Alito Loca was there, we probably would have thrown some dice as we did in Vegas. As a matter of fact, those guys are right now out on their group cruise on the Mardi Gras. So if any of them are watching, we hope they have an amazing time. I'm sure they're loving the hell out of that cruise ship. It's an amazing ship.
It is.
And we had a wonderful, wonderful time there. Garrett Labelson's in the house. What's going on,
Gary?
Garrett? Nice to see you, buddy. Hope you're doing well. You and the missus are doing great, we hope. Seafood Night at the buffet was disappointing. Hot and cold shrimp and tiny mussels that looked like they were a week old. Timothy Walters, you weren't the only one that said that.
Oh, yeah.
I will tell you this. When Sharon and I went on the Encore, both times, we were blown away by the quality of the buffet. Mm-hmm. And the food was amazing everywhere we went. It tasted great. It was fresh. It was good. And
it was
and there was a lot of different food.
A lot of season.
It was. And it was and there was a lot of different food, and we still saw a lot of different options on this ship. But I feel like it might have been scaled down a little bit because of the lack of people. Mm-hmm. You know, they usually just had half of the thing open. There wasn't a ton of food out. I felt like, and there
were a lot of options, though. I thought.
Yes.
You know.
Well, I thought there were too, but a few people reported that and I'll admit the buffet did not match up quite to what we experienced on the previous NCL cruise. So you know, that's the deal. But I feel like everything else did, food wise and all that kind of stuff,
that's
including
true.
the service.
But like if you compare it to like a carnival buffet or something like that, it was much better.
Oh my gosh, yes, yeah, totally more choices. They had everything. They kept closing the craps table too early. Arnold Kump, great point, dude. By the time we got out of, by like 2 a.m, when we were really worked up into a frenzy and ready to go over and throw dice, and then the dang thing would be closed up already. That truer words have never been spoken, Arnold. As a matter of fact, and I hope you guys got home. Many people were affected by the airline, by the flight cancellations.
American, I know.
It was brutal.
Canceled a lot of flights yesterday, and I think someone was on Southwest. I think they got canceled. I forget who it was. Somebody was flying Southwest.
The ship show said, "I'm seriously not joking. Everyone at our table, included Bunta and York, had a warm milkshake." Well, I don't know how a milkshake can be warm. Maybe the glasses weren't cold, and that's what turned it into a warm milkshake. But that's coming from the same guy that doesn't like Guy's Burger. So can you really trust him? I mean, at the end of the day. Obviously. Larry Bum is in the house. Mr. Bum, lovely to see you. Larry is the most recent person to book the once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to go on the brand new Carnival Radiance for a New Year's Eve celebration with us on our next group cruise out of Long Beach, California. Larry's going to be there. A number of people are going to be there. Wanda from Cruising for Food is going to be there. The Brand Horse are going to be there. It's going to be fantastic. So make sure, if you're looking for something to do for New Year's, don't look any further. Call Sharon, the Carnival Radiance. It's going to be small. It's going to be intimate. And we're going to dine together. We're going to drink together. We're going to dance. We're going to love. It's just going to be an amazing, amazing thing that we're going to be doing on that ship.
Garrett's on that too.
Garrett Labelson's on that too. Fantastic. The more the merrier. That's what I'm saying.
Let's try and see if I see anyone else that's on there.
Yes, David Word said it's better than just pizza late at night. You're right. Now, I will say this. If we're talking pizza, which we must talk, Norwegian does not have anything going on with pizza. The only pizza available is in the buffet. And in Matthew, in my opinion, it's edible.
Yeah.
That's really all I'm going to give it.
Yeah.
There's nothing great about it whatsoever.
He did eat plenty of pizza around lunchtime and late in the afternoon from the buffet, though. He did eat a lot. But it wasn't his favorite pizza. So.
Yes, Matthew will be giving feedback on the food and his experience and all that kind of stuff. Don't worry about that. He will. Timothy Walters, great point. Never lay down to take an hour nap in the afternoon. He slept for 5 hours. There's nothing wrong with that.
That's why I can't. Like, Jamie can sit and he can nap for 30 minutes and just pop right up.
Yeah.
Like, when I fall asleep, I'm like, that's what happens to me, Timothy. I can't. I have trouble getting back up after I take a nap. So I just don't take naps.
Nothing wrong with that. D and Derek Sports are here. What's going on, Derek and Gregory? I know those guys love Halloween. I hope they had a great time. I think that's their favorite holiday of the year. I see a little chatter from some of the folks that were all in the Haven talking about Jeeves. They all had butlers and phones to carry around in case they needed anything. Yeah. That's quite a setup they have there in the Haven. I will tell you that right now. Carl McClendon said, I saw a lot of La Lido Loca crew on Friday at their meetup, and it was great. Yeah, it looked like they had a lot of fun. I saw everybody out in costumes, and they were all doing their thing. We also had a little fun. Speaking of costumes, so, it wasn't Halloween on our cruise, and we really didn't know anything about any plans that Norwegian had. Now, come to find out that on the last night of the cruise,
they normally have a deck party.
They usually have a farewell deck party, and
they moved it inside to the Bliss nightclub, and they had a sort of like a farewell meetup party.
It was called Spooky Farewell Dance Party. Yeah. And a few people wore costumes, but our group really, I mean, if I'm being honest, our group were the only fun group that wore costumes. Really There's about 25 to 30 people that dressed up in costumes. They had a blast. It was a lot of fun. Sharon and I did don some costumes. Let me see if you can guess who was who in this picture.
Who was
All right, yes, that's it. Sharon is on the right.
I do not know who.
And my costume was a mask you might have seen once before. And originally I went as a zombie cruise captain, cruise ship captain. Mm-hmm. I thought it was a cute idea. You got this cute little outfit that you looked adorable in. And I'm hoping you wear that maybe one more other night. We'll talk about that later. You looked hot in that. And but anyway, so I was in that outfit, and then someone came up to me, and they actually made my outfit sound even cooler because they said, "What are you, the captain of the Titanic?" Because I look like a zombie, like a dead person. And so I was like, that is even better than what I wanted my costume to be. So I changed it, and I started telling everyone that I was the captain of the Titanic instead of a zombie cruise ship captain. So I felt much, much better about things by then. You know what else we did that was fun? Shots.
All right, everybody. This is what you do when you're cruising with a lot of great people. You have a shot of Fireball. 1, 2, 3. Woo! Yeah. Okay. Woo!
If you want to know what the cruise was like, that video that you just saw there, just multiply it by 150. And think of it going on everywhere you saw anyone from our group. That was pretty much what happened. over and over and over and over again. Mike Cray, I got a bone to pick with you. He made me do a few shots of Fireball that might have had me sleeping in as late as I have in a long time.
Oh yeah,
on a cruise. Yes, there was one morning, and that might have been the straw that broke the back. Was that Fireball night, because that was the night you so graciously, like the next morning, you allowed me to stay in bed a little longer while you and Matthew went out.
That was the last day.
Was it the last day?
Yeah, it was last
almost
day.
The last day.
Because we went to breakfast, and you stayed in bed.
Yes, and that is why the last night I went to bed early, because I was feeling the leftover effects from everything. But that was an amazing, amazing time. Let's see. Let me catch up with the chat a little bit. I'm not too far behind. Mike Cray was the best. It was the meeting the Crays. The Cray Crays was fantastic. Arnold Comp said, yes, we did that for pretty much 6 days in a row. You're so right. 3 stars on your shoulder board, Jamie. What rank was that? That is my captain rank. I can't confirm or deny it.
It's your own captain rank.
But it was my own captain rank. Many people were blessed by Deacon Doodles that night. You are right. I saw him blessing. I saw him healing people that were strangers. He had them kneel down to one knee. He touched their head, and they were healed. That is for sure. Jamie was left of the skipper. That is right. I could have been the skipper too. A dead skipper. Those red heels were amazing. Sharon was a hot mess, said Steve Morales.
Oh my god.
Yes, I did need some dental work in that photo. You're so right.
After a while, my feet were hurting, and I was afraid I was going to fall down, because that's when the ship was kind of rocking a little bit too, and it was kind of hard to walk in them.
Let's see. Colin Henson, I'm ready to take a nap now until about 5:30 in the morning. You are so right. John Shields says, how did you get Haven access? John, Sharon at sea is a very, very important woman. That's all I'm going to tell you. That's all I'm going to tell you. Cruising for Food said, I never did get to try the gluten-free pizza on NCL. Wait, is that pizza gluten-free, or they make it gluten-free? I'm not sure. But did Matthew love the NYC pizza? Michelle B, he sure did.
He did.
He had a great time.
All 3 places we ate at, he loved. And then, and we even had more pizza. I don't know how, it looked kind of like New York style pizza, but it wasn't as good as the pizzas. But we had pizza at the airport before we flew home.
Yes, Daniel Fields.
It wasn't bad either.
I don't think you could put it better. Daniel said NCL pizza is just available. That's right. It is available whenever the buffet is out.
But you know what?
It is the equivalent of canned tamales, Kevin Brubaker. You're right. What's that? What were you going to say?
Nothing. Canned tamales.
What else? Wanda said she loved hanging out at the Spice H2O.
Yeah.
That was a fun area. I will tell you this,
and
though.
They have some great deck parties out there.
We were a little disappointed because we planned our Cigars Under the Stars night. And John and I, in talking about this and planning this.
Oh, my gosh. I thought this was funny.
We in our mind, we envisioned a couple of dudes, or ladies, whatever, a couple of people sitting in some chairs in an area around. Maybe a little bit of music playing. Maybe one of us brings like our Bluetooth speaker. We put on some cool jams in the background. Under the stars. It's a calm night. You can hear the ocean, whatever. We've got cocktails, some bourbon we're sipping. We're smoking cigars. Just the coolest thing ever. Well, it turned out that the same night we had Cigars Under the Stars was, I'm pretty sure it was like 90s. A 90s music dance party. So we're out there trying to enjoy cigars, and there's a party going on. People are bebopping around to Britney Spears, and NSYNC is playing, and the Backstreet Boys, and all that other stuff is playing. And it was an amazing time. Everyone had a great time. It was the weirdest thing. We went from the coolest Cigar Under the Stars to a bebop and party, and I think everyone actually loved it. It was great. It wasn't what we wanted, but it was still great. That's the best thing, is that at every turn, the group of people we were with were able to turn everything bad into something good. I mean, 2 days in a row, we tried to get to Bermuda. And because the seas were bad, and because it's very shallow, and there are very narrow channels that you have to maneuver, and if a gust of wind came by, or if something would have pushed the ship the wrong way, it could be, tragedy and very unsafe. So that's why the captain decided not to make it in there until that last day. They just worked against us, but everyone was cool with it.
And but the weather was, you went outside, it was really windy. So I mean, they were just keeping us safe.
That's right. Kathy P is living vicariously through you all. 56 more days till my first cruise in over 2 years.
Oh, nice.
Congratulations, you will have a blast. How many people can you fit in an NCL hot tub? A lot. A lot of people, and especially people from this group, a lot of people can fit in a hot tub. Robbie O'Malley is out there. What's going on, Robbie? Lovely to see you. All right. Better late than never. Hi, SASC. Great to see you, Robbie. Hope you're doing well in the great Northeast. Lovely to have you here. Let's see. What else? The ship was rocking. It sure was. Bermuda, was the water warm enough for swimming? Some people swam. I don't know how much they swam or if they got in and got out pretty quickly. It was a little chilly.
Yeah, I think that's a little on the cool side. A little bit chilly. No high rope for me on that one. They did have a whole area that we barely even ventured into. Well, they had the athletic area. Yeah, they had the ropes, big ropes, course area. They had like a basketball court up there. They had, what else? There was something else up there. But it was so windy that I don't think anyone really ventured up there. Yeah. We went up by there one day and kind of checked it out, and I don't know, but we didn't really spend much time up there. Next time we go on the Breakaway, we'll probably spend more time up there.
MS, there's a Cagney's on Breakaway. There is. No Bermuda means hot tub takeover, said Mel Stowe. You are so right, Mel. Everybody was in the hot tub. It was great. At one point, there were 6 of us guys in there drinking bourbon in the hot tub. And it was fun, yet it was weird being in a hot tub with 6 other men. That's all I'm going to say. You're right, Steve. The Boner Bar, which is a popular bar, I'm not being controversial. There's a bar called the Boner Bar, was not open right by the port. It was very disappointing, but hey. Peter asked the question, did people get a discount for not spending 2 days in Bermuda? So,
they gave everyone some onboard credit.
Yes.
Back that they could spend before they got off the ship.
Yes.
And 10% off their next cruise. So, I mean, hey, that was great. They didn't have to do that. So I thought that was great that they gave everyone the 10% off a future cruise.
Now you ask if it's a controversial topic, or you don't have to answer. I don't know how controversial it is. So the $300 onboard credit was per cabin, right? Per reservation. And it was divided between the names on there. And it just couldn't be used to pay your gratuities, and it could not be used for the casino. But a lot of other people had
for pretty much.
Well, yeah, and some people, NCL includes your drink package. It includes a little bit of excursion money. I mean, it includes a little bit of internet. So many people can get on that cruise ship and not spend much more money. So some people found it difficult to find something to spend that $300 on, and of course, it's non-refundable. So it's not like you could just cash it out of the casino and call it a day and put the money in your pocket. So a little bit of a tricky deal there. Most people were able to use it up. And someone actually mentioned in our group that you could take that money to Starbucks and you could buy Starbucks gift cards with that credit. And then they gave gift cards to the crew, kind of as tips for a few people, if I'm not mistaken. I read that somewhere. So that was I thought a pretty awesome idea there. Let's see. There was a couple other video clips. There was one thing. All right, let me go back to the prep. Let me go back to the prep for the week. As we got ready, there was a funny little video. Video here. Let me see if I can find it. Where is? This I call the behind the scenes. So we gave everybody a swag bag, right? And we put these things together. And Sharon brings all the bags, and us and John. From the ship show, and Doodles, of course. John, I think, did a little more legwork on putting the swag bag together. He carried a bunch of the things for the bags. But there was a time that we're all together and working on that. And here's just a little, you're not going to see this anywhere else, guys. It's a look behind the scenes, the making of a swag bag for a group cruise. So you can watch this.
What we have here, guys, is a professional production.
We're in our hotel at the Embassy Suites.
Yes, Embassy Suites.
Am I getting paid?
You're not getting paid.
Yes, you are getting paid.
You're getting paid in vacations.
You're getting paid in. Listen, as a matter of fact, I will pay you right now. Thank you.
With a chicken.
You're welcome.
Oh, that's a better
This
look.
one's tie is messed up.
Come on, don't be so picky. These things are straight from China. Matthew, they came from China. China.
Traveling in a fried out Tumbay.
All right, how many more do we have?
Full of zombies.
Are you doing first chickens and then do you have the Buddhas in all of them already?
Sharon, do you have the Buddhas in there?
No, I'm grabbing them.
Oh my God, you're going chicken bracelet,
Well, Kelly should be helping. She's over here Facebooking.
Hey, listen, someone has to supervise. Anyway, this is what it looks like behind the scenes. Everyone else is, if anybody's saying, what are those guys doing, just jerking around and we're all down here at the cocktail reception? No, there's hard work to be done to prepare for this cruise. It's not all fun and games. Oh my God. Oh Jesus.
Oh no!
Oh, so John.
Oh!
He'll be devastated. All right, so we're gonna check out. We gotta finish this job and go get a drink.
That poor chicken at the end really took a beating, but that's just a small example of the hard, very difficult work that goes into putting together the group cruises. Now, I just saw a few comments after we talked about the onboard credit. A few people said that they were able to cash out some of the onboard credit at the end, so that's something that is of interest. I don't know. I mean, that's a pretty neat deal. If you could, maybe at the last minute they just decided to do that for people. Maybe people complained a little bit and they backed up a little bit. So we'll see. We shall see. Let's see. People. Oh, Brandel Harrison said because Matthew makes him look short. If you're talking about how tall Matthew is, you're absolutely right. He says how tall is John because Matthew makes him look short. Matthew towers over almost everybody I know now. It's crazy. Matthew decapitating the chicken. Joni Bieski, that's very nice of you to say. It was an amazing time.
Thank you, Joni.
Steve Morales says, was the shuttle free? What shuttle are you talking about, Steve? There were no free shuttles that I knew of.
Oh, maybe a hotel. No.
Steph Mink says, that was a nice Sharonatsea hoodie. That was nice. We had John went ahead and got a hoodie made out of our group t-shirts, so that was very, very nice. Just booked our pre-night hotel transfer and shuttles for the SAS April 2nd Ncl Escape Airport Hotel Airport in Port Canaveral. Woo, said Bonnie Bench. Bonnie, congratulations. That will be a great time. Henry Ford's assembly line could have helped this, said Joni Bieski. I thought we did a very, very good job. Let's see. Timothy Walter said Cagney's dinner, tiger shrimp cocktail, oysters Rockefeller, Caesar salad, prime rib, scalloped potatoes, and raspberry creme brulee for dessert. Food coma after eating all that. Oh my God, I can imagine that. Thank you, Wanda.
I didn't have. Oh, maybe I should have went to Cagney's. I did not have creme brulee this cruise. I did have it somewhere at the beginning. I forget where I had it though. I think it was a vanilla.
Vanilla ice cream or vanilla sherbet or what?
I forget. It was more like a honey. Oh, I forget. I had it somewhere. Maybe it was Ocean Blue. No, it wasn't Ocean Blue. I don't remember where I had it.
Thanks, Sharon. We need to know now. Everyone needs to know.
Maybe it was in the main dining room. Oh, I think the first night in the main dining room.
Oh, okay. Let's see. Crazy Cat Traveler. Beth says, my group t-shirt was one of a kind. Forgot to get it signed so I could sell it on eBay. She bought a group t-shirt, and the t-shirt has, the t-shirt, I don't know if you guys can see it or not. Let me see if you can see it. The t-shirt has a logo right here where it says SASC Ship Show, and then on the back, it's kind of cool. Let me see if you can see it here without seeing my butt crack.
Oh my God.
That wouldn't be the first time I did that. Can you see it there?
Yeah.
On the back, it says that. So it's a very cool shirt that we had for the group. And unfortunately, Crazy Cat Traveler got a shirt, and the front had this logo, and the back had this logo.
Yeah.
It didn't have the big back on it. Yeah. So I told her it was one of a kind, and it would make her rich one day from selling it on eBay. So that's fantastic. Oh, there's a few more things I have. Sharon and I did a photo shoot one day. There was a nice little ottoman thing, and we were like, let's go and take some really, really loving, nice pictures of each other. So let's see how that works out. So here's one of the photos. I think it looks amazing.
Oh my God.
I mean, I think that's a fantastic photo there. I don't know what's happening there, but I think that photo says love. It says romance. It says everything that you needed to know about.
That's a horrible there. Picture.
I thought that was fantastic. We were lucky. Okay, here, let me show off a little. We had the pleasure of meeting the Captain Andreas. So that was super, super cool. There we are right there, meeting him. I had a cocktail in my hand. I didn't know if I should have put that down, but I didn't want to. And then Matthew and Sharon are with Alvin, the cruise director right there on the left, and Errol, who seems to be looking over at something particular. Errol's the general manager, so that was extremely cool. I don't know if we showed this. One of the highlights, I don't know if it was a highlight, but it was a lot of fun, We went into the ice bar on the ship. We went into the ice bar and we bundled up and had a drink. And I don't know why I have a weird smile on my face there. You look really
and
good.
All us, we went in there with John and Kelly and Nancy and Anthony, and we all, well, I don't know, you didn't, and I don't think John did, but
You
everybody
and
else
Kelly
had. Nancy did too. She had. We all had sandals on, but
open-toed sandals.
and we didn't really plan it because it was a spur of the moment thing to go in there, so we didn't want to go back and change or anything. So we went in there with sandals. And it was so cold. It was so cold.
I'm noticing right now the picture that I chose to put in here. Nancy, I apologize. Apparently, you had your hoodie over your face, and we can't even see that it was you.
Oh, my God.
But in the picture, there's Sharon and myself, Anthony and Nancy Plack, and of course, John and Kelly Clayco were in there too.
Yeah.
And we all kind of met up, and it was very spontaneous.
Tasty drinks in there. It's $15 to get inside.
Which drinks? These little drinks right here that you had?
You get one drink included with the $15 going in there. And, you can hang out in there, drink your drink and stuff for a little bit. And they had 3 options. Well, they had 4 options for drinks. The 4th one was a non-alcoholic drink. The other 3 had alcohol. And I think Nancy got, it looked good. So I asked her what she got. And it was the bottom one that was non-alcoholic, but then she had them put alcohol in it because the mixers it just sounded good. So that's what I did. I got the non-alcoholic one and I told them to put vodka in it because it had I don't know, I forget it, but it was like lemon or strawberry and I don't know if it was pineapple or I don't know. It was just really fruity and good. And so it was like kind of like a fruity martini or something, but it was really good. But they're very small. They're just little drinks in there, almost like a shot.
Yes.
But it's just
you can
about
say that yeah. Like you can't go in there.
About the experience.
You're not going in there saying, "Hi, I'll have a Grey Goose martini."
Well,
these are pre-made, preset drinks that are only the ones available in there. Just for the experience to go in there and have a cocktail.
And I don't think you could sit in there and just.
And to be honest, it's all Sky vodka.
Cold.
It's a Sky vodka ice bar, they call it. So it's
But it's, yeah. By the time I had my drink and we took a few pictures and everything, I was like, okay, I got to get out of here. I'm like freezing. So.
Oh my God. You were the first one out. You left and the rest of us are still in there.
You were not. Everyone else came out right.
Garrett Livingston says, does Sharon have SAS sweat jackets for sale? They'll come in handy for New Year's Eve. There are. Go to Spreadshirt. Or go to Teespring, searching sharonatsea or sharonatsea travel, and you should find a collection of SAS
there's
logos.
an option for sweat, like hoodies and sweat jackets in there, I believe, with the logo on it. You just have to go through all the T-shirts and everything. And find
Nancy makes a great comment. The cameras didn't really like the cold. The cameras acted a little weird in there with all the cold. It was very odd. Very odd. Hashtag something in particular, John. I don't know what's in particular, John. We did the ice bar in Mexico. Jay went in without a poncho. Said, Michelle Bowen, what's up, Michelle and Jay? How are you doing? I don't doubt it. I mean, that Anthony Plack was saying that. He's like, yeah, this is our weather all the time. So, and I, if I would have had a sweatshirt on and jeans, I could have just rolled in there without a big deal.
Well, the little poncho thing, it really wasn't. I mean, I'm glad I had it, but it's not like it was something that you would really wear out in the snow and cold. I mean, it didn't. I don't know how. It was a little warm, and the gloves
it's
were
just meant to cover you up because usually you're only in there for barely 10 or 15 minutes.
and the gloves were kind of thin, but it was nice to have them. But if I was going out in the cold, the snow at home, I would have like big, thick gloves on. Probably.
Robbie O'Malley said, "Last time my lips sucked to the cup." I don't doubt that, Robbie.
Oh my gosh!
Because it's a frozen cone.
Yeah.
All right, that's hollowed out so you can pour a drink in it.
And then the thing inside is like ice.
Yes. Well, no. And then and then there's a plastic piece that the frozen cone that you drink out of is put into because it's a cylinder shape, so it can't actually sit on anything without falling over. Yeah. So that's why you have to put it in the plastic. So you just pick out the ice thing, and well, I don't know. We got some pictures and videos. You'll see it. It'll be in a vlog at some point. That is for sure.
So, so let's talk about the entertainment on the ship. It was good. I mean, everywhere. It was really good. We saw the show 6, which is probably out of all the shows on the ship, that was probably my favorite of the theater shows. Mm-hmm. That was really, really good. We also saw part of Burn the Floor. We didn't stay for the whole thing just because we had some of our events. We had our Halloween costume contest going on that night. I think that was the night of the Halloween costume contest. So we didn't stay in there that long. But we got the gist of it, watched a little bit of the show. And then probably one of my favorite the bands, The Rumors, that was so good.
That was fantastic.
That was really good.
Yes, the house band, and they did a couple different shows, and I wish we could have. I wouldn't have minded if every night I could have just planned to see them. Like, let's say it's not a group cruise, so you're not doing group events, and you're just kind of on your own. You could make it so that every night you could go into the Sid Norman's Poorhouse and watch the band. So that would have been fantastic.
Yeah.
That would have been fan-freaking-tastic.
Oh, everyone else is saying they love 6 too. Yeah, that was...
6 was amazing. And I'm not going to lie, in the first 5 minutes of it, I was like, all right, what's happening here? Because there was a whole bunch of dancing and singing, and I was like, it's a little wild and flamboyant and costumes and all that. But then all of a sudden I started getting into it and realizing what we were talking about.
And the talent. I mean, every single
it was fantastic.
Person had an amazing voice. I mean, really good talent.
Yes, it really was. Yes, the band. Even John agrees. The band was insanely awesome. It sure was. Sharon Smith said the band Siglo on the NCL is so good. We watched them every night. These guys were great. And when they did their tribute to to the Rumors album, Fleetwood Mac's Rumors album, it was neat because they came out and talked a little.
Yeah,
and they told the story of things and about the band and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So that was very interesting. And we got a lot of people from our group were in there at one time. As a matter of fact, there were so many of our people, and we got in early and we're waiting for more people, and we actually pissed off a few people that were yelling because we were saving some seats. So I'm sorry to the guy that got mad and said you're not allowed to save seats and then walked away. I'm sorry, dude. I'm sorry about that. I apologize. It was what it was. What are you going to do? It was a group cruise, dude. Ship show, Sharon Sea Travel Group Cruise. It was amazing. All right, what else? Did we miss anything else? What else do we have to cover?
I think that's about it, unless there's any questions about the cruise. I mean, there's, I don't know, lots of activities, things going on all the time, pretty much everywhere.
We
didn't really experience a lot of those because we had our group things going on here and there. And but, if you're just cruising on the ship without a group, you won't be bored. I mean, there's plenty of things to do.
Well, we started to establish a pattern earlier the week. Malting's Whiskey Bar, into cigars, into Oceans for last call and all that kind of stuff. And that pattern really, really worked well. I really liked it. Oh, and plus we had fun doing a live show. We did our Sail Away live stream. And that was a lot of fun seeing all the people out there for the Sail Away. We did our Monday Night Live, and that was a blast. Yeah. John and York did a fantastic ship show live. If you haven't seen it yet, go watch it. It worked out perfectly. They had tons of people come in and say hi with them and do a bunch of stuff. And so that was very cool. And it worked out perfectly. They were able to, because of the time change, I think they were able to do theirs an hour later than they usually would have. So it was just a perfect time because everyone was out and available at 10 o'clock at night because it was 10 our time, 9 East Coast when he did it, if I'm not mistaken. So it was just fantastic. Go watch that as well if you haven't. Make sure you keep an eye out for Nautical Understanding. So you see now have a lot of videos coming out. The Q's Cruisers were videotaping like crazy. I think I saw Cruising for Food was taking pictures. She posted 600 pictures already. 600 pictures. That's like something you would do.
I do have a lot of pictures, and I will try to get most of them posted between the different groups and my own page on Facebook and things tomorrow. Sometimes I was trying to get caught up on a lot of things today, so and hopefully by the end of tomorrow, all my emails will be answered, and I'll get some pictures posted.
Yeah, Robbie, you're so right. Robbie said you either love 6 or you hate it. You need to know that storyline. I thought it was interesting. The whole thing was the story of Henry VIII and all the different wives he had, and how there were 6 different wives, and they all died one way or another in a tragic death. And the dancers and the singers were each one of the wives telling their own story and trying to be, have the crowd feel the most sympathetic towards him. Mm-hmm. And it was a really neat deal.
Yeah,
the talent was amazing. It was
great.
Amazing. Timothy Walter said Buffalo Trace Old Fashions were great. We drank a lot of Buffalo Trace, that's for sure. We did not go to Le Bistro, unfortunately. No. Didn't make it there. Maybe next time we'll have to do that.
Yeah, a few people in the group went there, but we thought about going there. Our main reason for not trying Le Bistro is we looked at some of the menus before the cruise, and it there were things on there that we would have eaten, but Matthew probably, there wasn't really a lot on there that he would have eaten probably.
Oh my God.
And so we just chose not to go.
Nancy pointed out that Nancy and Anthony were in the Not So Newlywed show.
Oh, that's
and
right.
And they actually won the damn thing.
They did. They did.
Yes, they told all of their wedded secrets. They told the world on the NCL ship, and it was fantastic.
And I know someone has video of it, so I'm sure Nancy has her hands on it, and she'll be showing it at some point, or someone will be showing it. So watch for that on one of the channels.
That is right. That is correct.
I think she'll be showing it. Unless she doesn't want people to know her secrets.
Kimberly Baker said, I liked the live the next day also. They looked even better. Yeah, and we did a live show from our cabin where we talked about how we couldn't get into Bermuda and showed some of the weather and stuff that was going on. But then we also kind of showed the cabin, and it was great when we showed the bathroom. I thought it was fantastic. We actually showed Sharon in the shower, not showering. I mean, she was fully clothed, mind you. Yeah. But she was in there. Yeah. So it was definitely a good.
Yeah.
time.
So because we were kind of comparing, most cruise ship bathrooms, of course, they're all small for the most part. But when we were on the Mardi Gras, that was probably the smallest bathroom we have ever been in. So this one's bigger than that.
It's bigger than that, but I'm telling you right now, I still almost threw my back out to try and handle my business in the bathroom.
I think this is pretty just a standard balcony bathroom, like most all cruise ships have for the most part. It's not really. Think so. I don't think it's any bigger, any smaller. It's pretty standard on size.
That's right. Nancy Field says, "See y'all again, Sharon and Jamie." That's right, Nancy. If you're hitting the sack, good night to you. It was amazing seeing you and Daniel, and I know we're going to see you again soon in the coming months for sure, one way or another. That is for sure. Let's see, what else do we have? And I still feel bad for Leanne and Brian Francisconi that they weren't there. Yeah, we needed them there. So what do we have, Sharon? What do we have coming up next? What's right around the corner? Of the corner. Oh my God! Crazy Cat Traveler said, "Prior GJ will be contacting Sharon for a copyright claim on that shower bit." Oh please! There was no. We didn't have a life preserver involved. It was strictly to show the size of it. How many hours were you in Bermuda? Said Linda Kuziak. Probably about 6.5.
Yeah, maybe barely 6. Yeah,
yes.
6.
Nancy says, "Yeah, Dan and I should have been on that show, but we didn't try." Nancy Fields, you needed to be on that show. You need to be on that stage and on that show. That would have been a picture.
The Nancy and the Nancy.
Yeah. Richard Van Den Aaron said, "Is the Vloggers Group Cruise going to take over that ship?" It definitely is. They definitely are.
Yeah, it may.
Yes, all this. Wanda said, "Yeah, the whole ship saw their secrets." Ship Show said, #Black Balcony Adventures. Yes, you're right.
Oh my gosh.
You are so right about that. Let's see, what else do we have? Is there any room left on the Vista? Said Amy Franzak.
There is. They are selling fast. It's getting close to probably selling out. I think all the other or most of the Celebration cruises are sold out. The other ships, the Vista still has some cabins, so if you want to book it, I would say book it soon.
Well, it's a bigger ship, so it's got a few more cabins. I think Galveston might have been the tougher port to book people out of, just because it's always been a tough port to maneuver. Well, it's a long ride from the airport. Yeah. There's not a lot of hotel options down there in Galveston.
Well, there's some, but
they're all a little bit on the rough side.
They're pricier. It's pricier to get to and from the port, and
that's why we booked the hotel early.
Yeah, Galveston's up. All the cruises going out of Galveston are just a little pricier than like going out of Florida.
Yeah.
So, but anyways, Matthew picked the ship, so
it's a jam. All right, so coming up next, Sharon, when's our next cruise?
Our next cruise is
in 3.5 weeks.
The day after Thanksgiving. We're gonna give Royal Caribbean another shot on Navigator of the Seas.
Very interesting. Very interesting.
Yeah. So we'll be going out of Los Angeles down to Baja, Mexico, to Ensenada and back. It's just a short cruise for the weekend. So we're going to check that out. And then we have our New Year's Eve group cruise on the Carnival Radiance, December 30th. And then after that, our next cruise is the March group cruise.
Speaking of the March group cruise, Arnold Kump says, this is a very odd statement. Hopefully we'll be on the Vista, still working on hashtag Dana Kump. How in the world are you still working on Dana? Dana is the one that wants to go. She's probably working on you, Arnold, and you're trying to throw her under the bus here in front of the whole chat. Because I know Dana will be ready to party like a rock star on that ship. That is for sure. And we can definitely do stogies. The Karazis will be there. I think we will be there as well. Guys, hurry up. Call Sharon quick because that Vista will book up quickly. It's kind of right around the corner. And I'm telling you that when people see all these videos coming out at how much fun you can have on a Sharon Travel ship show group cruise, people are going to be booking like crazy. It's one thing to get one or the other. If it was just ship show, it'd be amazing. If it's just Sharon Travel, it'd be fantastic. Yeah. But when you put those two things together, I think that's what really, makes it explode. I really think that's the deal.
Well, I think we have about 75 cabins on that one booked right now.
Yeah. So, it's going to be a big one. I mean, on this past cruise, we had about 35 cabins, but about 8 or 10 of them were solo cruisers.
Yeah, we had 62 people.
Yes, but on the next one, there's 75 cabins right now, and it's almost all double occupancy. So there's going to be a lot. We're talking 150 people. I don't know how we're going to do a rooster relay, but somehow we're going to have to do it, and it's going to be crazy. That's for sure. That is for sure. Mike Vive said, we'll wave to you on the Radiance. We're on the Panorama returning to Long Beach on December 31st. Pamela Ship says, really? I just booked that one. Well, Pamela, listen, if you just booked it and you want to be part of the group cruise, you can always contact Sharon. She can tell you how to do that. Sharon, I will call you tomorrow to book the Vista group cruise, said Neil Drucker. Good idea, Neil. Good idea. Timothy Walter says, watching the Packers beat the Cardinals on the ship was definitely a highlight. It wasn't a highlight. My Chargers getting beat yesterday, but that's for another story for another week. Wish I could do March in Alaska, but May is going to be expensive. Say Crazy Cat.
March in Alaska. I didn't think they went to Alaska in March.
Wish I could do March, but Alaska in May is going to be expensive.
Yes. I got it. Okay.
Yes, Beth saying, hey, she's doing Alaska in May. So this in March would be a little cheap.
Yeah, that'd be too.
Steve C, they don't. And to my knowledge, I don't know, maybe Royal does it on some ships, but NCL has a couple ships that have solo cabins built into them. Yeah. So it's a nice deal for solo cruisers.
Norwegian ships do. And there are a couple Royal ships that do as well.
So there you have it. I'll be very curious to get on Royal for a second time and get an experience on a smaller ship. It's an old ship, but it has been amplified. It's been refurbished or whatever.
I'm excited about our room too, because we have like kind of an aft corner balcony. So I don't know. I might not even leave the room. I might just like lay out on that balcony and just relax the whole
I want to leave the room to go eat dinner at Hooked. They have Hooked on that. And Hooked, I've gone on record and said that Hooked is one of the best meals I've ever had on a cruise ship. So I'm hoping that we can do that as well. Pamela said the one right after Thanksgiving too. All right, well, Pamela, then there you go. You might see us running around. The one after Thanksgiving is just an us cruise. It's not a group cruise. It's gonna be like a decompress. Like we're just gonna relax. Yeah. We're just gonna relax. I want to get out on the even though it might be a little chilly, I don't mind just going out there in shorts and flip flops and a sweatshirt and sitting out on the
it will be kind of chilly, but
on a chair or something and chilling out there.
Yeah, I booked that room so we could just hang out on the balcony and just watch the water and just totally relax. So
no, Jim Golden, no, it wasn't the nudity cruise. Sorry about that. Jim said I was getting a beer. Did I miss it?
Oh my god.
Aft corner balconies are awesome. We have one on the horizon. That's right, Pap. You know that. Did you have room service on Bermuda trip? There was room service, but we didn't actually get room service at any time. Can you try to explain the extra 10% NCL onboard credit thingy that we got from the group cruise for the Woohoo Girl?
Okay, it's not 10% onboard credit, but it's 10% off a future cruise. So when you book your next Norwegian cruise, you'll get 10% off the cruise rate itself. Not 10% off the port fees and taxes and all that, but just the base cruise rate. You'll get 10% off that. So you get a reduced price on your
save a little money. BG and Snuggle said, what we've learned tonight. Shaza enjoyed her sleep-in and ladies' dinner night. And James, Jimmy the Moose, is getting old, voicing his ruined romantic Jimmy night. Thank you for breaking that down, BG and Snuggles. Nobody could break it down better than you guys like that.
Ashley's World. Hi, Ashley's World.
Cruising for Food said, yeah, you won't see it in your NCL account until after November 10, I think.
Yeah.
I think you're right about that.
Yeah, that's
Great
true.
point there,
It's going to
Wanda.
be November 10th. So wait until then to book a cruise. You'll get 10%.
There you go. Steve C said, how are the aft view extends decks balconies? Well, I love an aft balcony because they're always a little bit bigger. They are a little deeper, and even if it's not wider, deeper. I don't know what I'm talking about right now. Okay, I'm talking about balconies. Let's reel it back in again. It is getting late, and I'm getting off the path.
Yeah.
So I love a good aft
nice.
balcony.
They're nice because you can see the sun. A lot of times this get a nice sunset.
Beth says, I assume that it's... I'm sorry, Beth. I apologize. Crazy Cat Traveler says, I assume the 10% discount can't be used on an already booked cruise.
Usually it has to be used on a new cruise. It depends. I have had people where they had just recently booked a cruise and I was able to get it applied to that. But if it's a cruise that's been booked for a long time, probably not.
But am I right, Sharon, if I tell people that, Ncl is one of the more flexible cruise lines with regards to canceling your cruise. If you only put down a deposit and you could cancel, get your money back, and then rebook. But that's hoping that the cruise is still the same price now as it was when you originally booked it.
It might have gone up, and then the 10%, you just have the same price. So.
Daniel Phil says, what I learned is the cruise matters, but if you have great people, the whole cruise can fall apart and it's still a great cruise. You are exactly right. Listen, there were plenty of pissed off people. We heard of, I didn't hear any myself, but I heard of people at guest services complaining about how their cruise is ruined. I saw the same guy twice, the same man twice, once in an elevator and once as he was being rolled out onto, out of the priority debarkation. And literally the same thing happened. Someone asked how you enjoyed the cruise so much, and I responded, it's awesome. And this guy says, it's a cruise from hell. And then literally the same thing happens where someone said something about the cruise, or as we were walking out, a person who was working said, did you have a good cruise? And I said, it was amazing. And then the guy goes, it was a cruise from hell.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it was just because the water was rocky or they didn't get to Bermuda or whatnot.
I think that was the thing.
You can't please everybody.
Some people were upset, I think, because they didn't get into Bermuda. And then, of course, the ship was rocky. Well, hey, when you book a cruise, you have to be flexible. You have to know that. And if you book during certain months,
you're more apt to see that.
The weather isn't always as good, So, hey, if you have to you just take your chances. And if that's a really big concern, then people need to research and find the best month to go, where they're not going to...
This is high praise. Wanda from Cruising for Food said, this is my favorite cruise to date. The people definitely made it great. Yeah. I'm going to tell you what, we are extremely lucky because the people that go on our group cruise, they interact well together. They play well together. They all are of the same mindset. There's a few people that didn't drink or hardly drank too much, but they're still fun, outgoing, enjoyable, engaging, and they engaged with the group and had a great time, and that was really what made it fun. And of course, there's a few wild people out there that close down the bars every night, and you know who you are. And I might be part of that crew as well. But everyone just got along great, and there were some amazing personalities in the middle of everything else that just made it even more special. So it was fantastic. Thank you, Joni. Having all the SASC and Ship Show people made the extra days to see the best.
Yeah.
There you have it.
Yeah, I think everyone just kind of went to Plan B when they knew we weren't getting into Bermuda and had a good time just hanging out together.
It's like we all got up and we're like, what? No Bermuda today? All right, everybody, meet at the bar, and we just went from there. And we just went from there and had a good time. Yes, some people are just cranky. You're right, Aspen ATC. You are so right. Go with the flow. You're right. You got to be flexible. Nautical Nurse Nancy, so right, so true. Timothy Walter said it was still a great cruise because of the people in the group. And there you go. I was just glad to have a week of feeling normal after the pandemic. The group made it awesome. Thank you, Beth. Crazy Cat Traveler. Same thing.
And we didn't have to wear masks on board, so that was nice.
That was pretty cool. G days were off the chisel. Arnold Kump, truer words have never been spoken. And we met Trevor Bagachler. That's right. That is right. He's still in New York, as a matter of fact.
Oh.
Maybe in a jail cell, since we didn't see him here in the live show tonight.
Oh, no.
Hi, we're going on the breakaway and doing a back-to-back out of New Orleans, November 28th and December 5th. Hopefully all goes smoothly. We hope so too.
Yeah.
WSFF52. Thank you for joining the chat, and we hope you have a great, great cruise. Meeting Trevor was definitely a treat. You're right. Chicken dance on the pool deck. That was okay. We're gonna leave with this. There were a few people in the group. You guys know it's at the ship show. Everyone over at the ship show is really into chickens. It sounds weird if you're not familiar. Most people are, but if you're not, I know it sounds weird. But there were 4 people from our group that got dressed up in inflatable chicken outfits.
Yeah.
And in the middle of everything, in the middle of a sea day, the second sea day, I think it was, midday, music playing, people are drinking, everything's going on. All of a sudden, these guys all come walking out from like an area and start and dancing to the music and taking a lap around the entire pool deck. And it was unbelievable. People were raving, they were yelling and screaming, they were dancing, they were bagocking. It was an amazing sight to see. Our group was going berserk because we knew it was our group, and everyone else was having a great time with it. Unfortunately, the leader of the group, John, his outfit broke and it deflated. But the other 3, which will remain nameless for their own personal privacy, they did a great job dancing, and they stood there at one point entertaining. So they got all the way around in front of the DJ area, and then the DJ all of a sudden starts playing the chicken dance song. You know the song I'm talking about. And the crowd blew up, and they were playing the song faster and slower, and these guys were dancing. And the best part of it was that most of the crowd thought it was something that Ncl had put on. They thought it was an Ncl thing just to amuse and entertain. But it was really our group. It was the people from the group that we were in that were entertaining hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people at the deck party. It was so fantastic.
Nina Crinton said, "Oh, yeah,
What?
expected unexpected when cruising better than being at work."
You're right.
Yeah.
It is better than being at
and
work.
Nina, I hope you made it home. I know when I heard all those all those flights were canceled on American.
Oh my God.
Yesterday.
Oh yeah. Nina
I
Crinton.
thought of you, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I hope that wasn't Nina. One of Nina's flight Nina was on. So.
I would say yes, that was brutal. All the flights were brutal. Let's see. Oh my God, yes, they did live battle nips with Trevor Bagachler, as he's known on YouTube, on the Ship Show's live show. It was amazing. It was amazing. All right, chicken dance with the crowd was perfect. John's chicken deflated at Did See. If you would have been hysterical. We rocked it. John, you did. The chicken thing was fantastic. It was. Poor John had a hashtag limp chicken. So you're right about that, Wanda. It was definitely a great, great time. So it was an amazing week. We can't wait to do it again. I think it's going to be even better, bigger, better. It's going to be everything on the Vista. We're still reliving the amazing time we had on the Mardi Gras.
Yeah.
And we have another 1 or 2 videos to come out for that as well. And then we're going to start cranking out some of these NCL videos. And I'm sure John and everybody else will have some videos coming out shortly as too. There were a lot of people vlogging, making videos. So, question: can a cruise ship handle a tsunami? And if so, how high can they handle? I don't know, but they can handle a lot of waves. But things inside sure get messed up and people get thrown around. That's for sure. I learned that the hot tub was my happy place. John, you are right about that. I never knew how much fun it would be sitting in a hot tub with a bunch of guys drinking bourbon. But it was a damn good time.
So we made it home 15 minutes early.
Heard you had a heads up on the Fireboat Water Show. Did you record it, and will it be included in a future video? Said Shelly Ackner. I did, and I did get some video of it, and you'll see it in our Embarkation Day video, I'm sure. Any Canadians or others from around the world on board? Well, our guy Trevor we're talking about is Canadian. He made it out of Canada to get to that cruise. It was fantastic. Nina Crennan said, we made it home 15 minutes early. We saw all the poor people standing in line at the American Airline help desk. Ooh, that must have been brutal. Yeah, when we checked in for Delta, we checked when we went to check in. First off,
because we usually fly American most of the time, but we had a lot of credit on Delta, so we booked that round trip this time. And when we heard all those American flights were canceled, we're like, oh my God, I am so glad we happened to book Delta this time.
We just got lucky with it. And when we got in line to check in, number one, they took our bags 5.5 hours before our flight. They let us check our bags. So that was a dream come true. And then the lady said, hey, how you doing? I said, well, I'm doing great now that my flight's not canceled. And she said, Delta doesn't cancel flights.
We're like, okay.
Dang, all right. Steve Morales, men, hot tub drinking. Yeah, nope. My ass, Steve. You have been right in the middle of that thing drinking. Who are you kidding? Linda said Trevor's from the same city as me. Oh, that is awesome. Yes, it was a pleasure. It was a pleasure. Robbie says, can't wait for the series. It'll be coming up soon, Robbie. Coming up soon.
Yeah.
And it was just fantastic.
If we can finish the Mardi Gras this week.
Yep.
Next week we'll get
by the end of the week. And so by this time next week, you should be getting your first glimpses of some NCL videos.
Maybe this weekend, Jay. Maybe you'll get the first one out this weekend. Maybe. I won't be home all weekend. I'm going to be hanging out, babysitting grandkids all weekend at their house. So Jamie will be home alone. So maybe he can work on.
I'll be home alone. Yeah, I'll definitely be doing a lot of work there.
Oh my God.
Passion ATC said, got an email from American. 50-mile-an-hour winds at their hub in Dallas-Fort Worth led to a lot of delays and cancellations in other areas. That's what they're telling you. Anyway, I don't know. I mean, there's wind all over the place. And there's a lot of planes that fly through Dallas. And that would have caused a lot of delays, I think, for not a lot of other airlines. Although I get it that it's a hub. And many more planes are starting and stopping there. But still, I don't know. The word on the street is it may have to do with all these vaccines, but we'll see what plays out. Just make sure if you have a flight booked, double check it, triple check it. Make sure that you don't book a flight where it's the only flight to get where you want to go. And if it is, make sure you know what other airline might have a similar flight that you could, in emergency, in a pinch, you could get onto. That is our true tip of the day. Tip of the day. Steve said, add potatoes, and I'm in. Well, let's throw some potatoes in there, buddy, if you want. Maurice Laham is on at Celebrity Edge. Sounds like a great time.
Yeah.
We haven't been on Celebrity Cruise, but we would like to in the future, so we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, we would like to try Celebrity at some point, too.
Yeah, John says, Steve, you would have been there and you would have loved every freaking second of it. He would have, John. He's so right about that. He definitely would have. All right, is that it, Sharon? We got to shut it down? It's been 2 hours. 2 hours! We haven't done a 2-hour show in a long time. It's been quite a while.
Oh, wow. Yeah, it is 2 hours. Sorry.
It's been 2 full hours. I got to get to bed because tomorrow I get back to work.
Yeah.
You've been working hard all day long.
Yeah. I got up at 5:30, and I actually been working since,
since 6?
About 30 minutes before the live show.
That's right. You literally booked a cruise for somebody 30 minutes before the live show. You've been booking cruises like a madwoman. And it's just going to get crazier and crazier once all these, once people see how much fun we had on the Mardi Gras, they see how much fun we had on the Breakaway, then they're going to see how much fun we have on the Radiance. And no group's cruise is too big or too small to have an amazing, amazing time. And we can't wait for the next one. And our next cruise right around the corner. 3.5 weeks, Navigator of the Seas, Royal Caribbean. Yeah. Just the 3 of us taking a nice, relaxing trip.
Yeah.
I think I need it.
Give it one more chance. We'll see.
Yeah. We'll see how Royal treats us.
It's a smaller ship than Symphony, so we'll see if, maybe it'll give us more of a ship vibe than Symphony did.
Well, hopefully we can catch a vibe. Hopefully we can catch a vibe. All right, you guys have been amazing. Thank you so much for watching. We love you. We appreciate it. And until next time, from everyone here at Sharonatsea Travel, from all the great people from our group cruises, from our amazing, amazing team SAS, Nautical Nurse Nancy and Leanne Francisconi, two amazing women, two American women. I think they're American as well, but they're also amazing, and they take time out of their schedule to help us, and it means the world to us. Thank you to them. And until next time, Sharon.
Happy cruising, safe travels. We'll see you soon.
You guys are the bomb. We love you.
Everyone.
Take care. Be good. And be safe out there, okay? Peace.